Friends, if the Lord is making you wait, then wait. Trust me, he's trying to show you something. Maybe he's trying to show you that you're not ready for what you're asking for.
Good morning, Thickums.
How about this? How about you just stop playing in my face?
Olivia, what's going on? If I don't see you in the classroom right now, you're going to get in big trouble, okay? I'll be there in a second. I'm running late.
Nobody takes fucking pride in anything that they do, and I get it.
Because bitches be mad at other bitches that be looking pretty.
What's possible? Well, it's possible.
Baby, let me tell you something. When this money breaks down...
Huh, Thickums? Thickums, 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 Thickums.
Between screeching into this microphone, between making Cameo videos, I bet you I don't make $20 an hour.
That's not my job. So...
You have poor face. You have poor Irish face.
Can't put ketchup in the bag, and I'm rude for asking for ketchup?
Reasonable if the hair came from him, correct?
Peg leg ass. I don't do peg leg ass.
My God, what more do you want me to do? Do you want to blow for ketchup? You want me to throw neck for ketchup?
Keep me off. Keep me on track, please, ma'am. Ma'am.
Not really my
Katie.
specialty. Babe. It's not my specialty.
All right, you got a gay kid. So you got a gay kid. Are you there, God? It's me and my gay kid. Bury me in the bar mitzvah dress.
That Fitbit is performative.
This is what he did. Oh! Micropene and huge areolas. Love you. And your sister's not answering the penis. Some of them are crooked. Oh, hi, Jonathan, technically that is correct, okay? No, Madonna didn't say that, hon. Madonna did not say those things. Little Kim said those things. And your sister's not answering the phone. Okay, I need all that. No, Madam Court, my Madam Court reporter's gone. Okay?
Grayson, are you an understudy for Paul Sorvino? Why are you breathing so heavy, Grayson?
We want him fat. We want him chunky.
Bitch's face. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that.
Jesus.
You are a nut. Giggle. Oh, I'm giggling. I'm giggling. I'm going to be a little ditz. I'm a ditzy girl because I'm a giggler.
Timeout for Monday morning quarterbacking.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Gay classroom of mine. Happy 100th classroom. Now, have we had exactly 100 classes? No. Okay, no, we haven't. What am I counting? I'm cheating a little bit, okay? I'm counting the pre-games for the trial. I'm counting, I'm just counting things. Leave my fake 100th class alone. Happy 100th class to me. First of all, thank you to everyone who has been here, coming to class, showing up, doing their homework, passing in assignments. I heard Broken Baker say something that stuck with me. I wrote it down. He said, time is a concept that doesn't mean anything as long as we're having fun. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been donating to the school. I can't comment back on Venmos. Usually I can. I tried these past few ones and it won't let me like it. I go and comment it and it doesn't fucking show up. So my bad. I usually write a little happy something something. I want to say thank you to Michelle. Thank you to Maureen, who sent a very, very kind one about her brother that really was nice to see. A big thank you to Megan, who is single-handedly trying to fix the roof around here. Megan, thank you so much. Nancy, Pam, Carrie, Tanya, Heather, Tammy, and Mary. Thank you so much for donating to the school. That's out of the way. Okay. Next. You ready to see the Christmas card? I got this in the email. Listen, I don't always get back to you instantly, but I will always get back to you at some point. Okay. At some point, I always will. You want to see the Christmas card that we're going to be using this year, that we're going to be sending out to the family, along with a family newsletter? This is hi, we're expecting. You want to see it? You ready? You ready to see it? Nay? Yay? I don't know. I don't know if no one's saying yes or anything yet, so we can wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. No big deal. No big deal. I'll wait. I'll wait right here. Make sure you like the stream, sign into class. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll wait. I got time. Oh, what? Merry Christmas from me and Peter? Snuggling around the ornaments? I'm sorry. Merry Christmas from the Tragos family? Yeah, that'll be going out this year. This will be going out this year. We're doing good. I learned how to make spanakopita. We're expecting in June, right? Stuff like that. That's what you'll be getting in my Christmas card. If I don't know, you guys gotta behave, okay? From the Runkle fundraiser, those two are going out. So the poster and the Viewmaster are going out today. I got the addresses. I'm sending those out. And yeah, that's it. Now we have a very special honorary dramatic gay bitch. Okay. He's pretty fucking dramatic. He has the sass of one of us Mo's. I stumbled across him one time when he was interviewing Turtle Boy, and I was like, this guy's funny. I kind of like this guy. He feels like he gets it, right? He's kind of funny. And then I overheard them talking, and this person, Nick, I'm gonna say it right, Rekieta, was like, yeah, how's everything been? I haven't talked to you since. And he was like, yeah, I haven't talked to you since. And I sensed something. I'm like, what are they fucking referring to? What are they talking about? Next day in class, I asked you guys, you filled me in, and I was like, ooh, polarizing figure, controversial. And we had a hot topic discussion, and I liked it. So I went and I watched him, and I'm like, this guy's fucking cool. This guy's funny. He's late. He's gay. And the father of LawTube. Pretty fucking cool. I like him especially because he handles his adversaries in the same way I do. Now, one thing in my study, right, of him was like, oh, there's beefs. And I like the way he handles his beefs. He turns it into a joke. He turns it into a running joke. He makes it a part of, the culture. Let me just give you guys a little example. Okay, let's watch. Let me throw you something right here. Okay, I have him up, and then I have, okay, hold on. Jimmy, that's me, right? Yes, okay. So let me just show you about a minute of how he handles, how he dices and how he slices. Very similar to me.
But that's okay.
Kurt was fairly on with his analysis, but soon his jealousy and micropene became apparent when insulting you and others. Kurt is a sad man.
That reminds me, I guess we should turn on the micropene counter, which is already at 2. Already at 2. The micropene counter, as always, is sponsored by Kurt's Dating Advice at Chicken Shop. If you need dating advice or chicken, you are able to get it at Kurt's Dating Advice and Chicken Shop, a proud sponsor of the micropeens that are brought to the show today. Any micropeens will be counted and kept a running tally throughout the entire show. And that is brought to you with special request and full endorsement of Kurt's dating advice and chicken.
So clearly, you know, him and Kurt had a thing, and now he turned it into Kurt's dating advice and chicken shop. No notes, 10 out of 10. Let's get him up here. Hold on. Let's give him a proper introduction into the classroom. Behave. Sit down. Don't fucking embarrass me. And be good, okay? Now we'll come back and I'll talk and I'll whatever. I don't want to have to like. Don't make me have to interrupt the conversation and give someone a fucking detention or whatever. So without further ado, let me see, where is it? Here he is. Nicholas Rekieta.
Hey, what's up, man?
What is the matter with you?
Everything.
I'm echoing.
Oh, you're echoing. That
You always have sound problems.
dude, it's a long story. I can fix it. Just trust me. I can fix it.
I was gonna dress up like you too. I was gonna like wear a little tie and my glasses, but I was like, nah, I can't. I didn't have time.
There we go. Did that fix the echo? I hope.
Hello. Yes, it fixed the echo. What's up?
There we go. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for coming and stopping by for Class 100.
Oh, of course. It is my pleasure and honor to be here as an honorary guest speaker, of course.
You've been in the class before.
Briefly.
Yeah, one time I remember you like super chatted me like I was a hooker on stage. Every like 10 minutes was like $10. I'm like, he's balling out of control.
Bring me up there. I'll get on the pole too. Come on.
So I just gotta say, my favorite fucking content and like that you cover is it's handling your beefs, mostly handling your Kurt beef.
It's a lot of beef to handle, to be honest, in one way, and a very small amount in another way. I mean, frankly,
it's addicting.
it's
so good. Have you always kind of been like that? Like someone who's like, all right, if you're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you back, but in a very funny comedic way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the internet is there to be laughed at, and everyone on it, you know, self included. There's plenty of stuff I've done that's very mock worthy, right? But people have gotten really serious over the past couple years. It kind of driving me crazy because it's like, you know, now if someone makes fun of you or insults you, it's like, oh, well, you got to go and sue them or go to their boss or whatever. And it's like, how about you just like make fun of them for being ridiculous? That's the easier thing to do. And usually, you know, if you're online long enough, you've done something insane that can be found. Like Kurt, he did something insane, which was go into a kitchen and try and cook anything at all. so once
you guys were friends, correct?
Yes.
I tried to find the history of the beef and I got like kind of close. So this started off as a friendship. You felt betrayed maybe, or like slapped in the face when shit was going down for you.
Yeah.
And that's like the ultimate kind of fuck you, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when your quote unquote friend is cheering for the idea that you might get a jail sentence and be separated from your family for a significant amount of time, like that's a bit much, right? And you know, we don't have to get too much into it, but the crime I committed was that well, I mean, I commit significant criminal acts like for real, but the dramatic crime was that I didn't tell him and other people about things I was doing that just they weren't for public consumption at all. Now I can get more into it. I was in an alternative relationship for a little while that bothered some people, and of course, what brought me to you was your comments about my recovery. I was doing a lot of cocaine for a while, which, while fun, was a little bit devastating.
Yeah.
But so because I didn't come out and say that, some people were mad that I wouldn't like publicly profess these two private things. Yeah, the Kurt being one of those people who was very, very angry about it, inexplicably. I mean, I was with my wife and our friend as they were getting tattoos finished up from a tattoo convention, and Kurt wanted to talk, and so I talked to him for like 90 minutes. And this is well after the arrest. This would have been in July of last year, and we had this long conversation. He's like, "Well, you're a giant hypocrite," and I'm like, "Well, not really. Like, I changed my opinion on some things." And he's like, "Well, you didn't tell anybody." Oh, okay. Like, so if I change my opinion on something, I'm supposed to like come out and affirmatively profess to the world that I've changed my opinion. And the changing of the opinion, sorry to be vague and cryptic, but people cast me as a very traditional Christian person, which I kind of looked like that quite a bit, and to some extent was, although I was always a bit of a degenerate. But because I've been married a long time, I have 5 children, stuff like that. And am, openly Christian. People decided that meant that I had all of these very traditional conservative values. And that got somehow applied to me having all these, like me stating it, which I didn't really do it. I didn't really like lean into it too hard. But people project onto you what they believe. And because I kind of changed some of those values, like I said, I started getting into substance abuse, and then this alternative relationship that kind of really angered a lot of people. I guess they're like, "Dad, why are you doing this?" I don't know. I didn't know I was your dad. Actually, I just thought I was a guy online telling jokes and talking about legal stuff. But a bunch of people got mad. The reason it particularly hurt from people like Kurt, and why he became very memeable, is their channels. I brought them so many views.
I
and
heard
so
that.
much money, and like it wasn't like a grand plan or anything, but I kind of just built this LawTube sphere around me just wanting to do different stuff, and eventually, watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and then the Johnny Depp trial. With my friends who are also lawyers and making fun of stuff, that it blew up. People really enjoyed it. And all those people who were on, all of their channels went from having just a couple thousand viewers to having over 100,000 subscribers, having several thousand people watching anybody live in the space live. During these major trials, and everybody making a freaking fortune. I mean, there were news stories written about it. It was crazy. And so it's like, I made you guys a bunch of money, and then they some of them very pettily like backstabbed me, which I'd never really done anything to any of them other than bring them onto my show and stuff like that, and go on theirs and encourage people to give them cash. But I don't know. That's how people do it sometimes. It's never enough money, like, yeah.
It's weird behavior. It's like you help someone out. Why would you in turn, like, be a douchebag to them, or in any kind of way, right?
That was the real kicker of it. It's like, 2 people, one of whom I was reconciled with, and the other one being Kurt, were talking about it one time, and they were saying that I promised to like pay people during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, for example. In the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, I was bringing on people onto the show who had less than 10 or 20,000 subscribers to live audiences of 80,000 plus viewers, right? Multiple days in a row. And these people gained tens of thousands of subscribers, in a segment of a couple weeks, and made fortunes on their own. But apparently I was supposed to like split super chat revenue, which is something I've always said. I'm never paying you to be on my show. What are you talking about? Like, why would you pay anyone? That's not how this business works. That's how traditional media works. You pay people for
Jess Machado. Okay.
for traditional media, they pay people for appearances and stuff like that. But this is podcasting.
Right.
A lot of us are doing this from our home or from some very small studio or a car or whatever. And it's like, what am I paying you for? Why would we do that? Instead, I'll just go on your show. We'll network together and we mutually benefit. It's perfect. And in some post facto world, I was supposed to pay them the money that I got. And I said, okay, I guess. Seeing that stuff when you're down and having people, lie about what you said, saying that I would pay someone is so far out of my character for this business. And then saying that I didn't do that after I said I would, it makes it even worse. So that type of stuff really, really pissed me off. And then what followed from that, though, was, when that initially happened, I was hurt and angry. But then that's because of where I was. Then I kind of mellowed out, forgave everybody. But then I started watching Kurt. I determined at that point that that this is not a person I could be friends with anymore. It was already kind of a struggle. He's a little bit much to deal with. But he has some content that shows parts of his character that I just don't endorse at all.
Do you think? Hold on 1 second.
Sure. Hello, class. While Jimmy's gone, it's nice to see you all. You
I
look
felt left out. I feel like I have to have something. You know what I mean? I felt
Yes.
left out.
Yes.
So this is kind of like a gift to yourself. I feel like, Kurt. It's like kind of fucked you over. You felt hurt by it, but now you're turning around and making it something, and you're kind of taking it back a little bit with the cooking, with the going over of the cooking.
Yeah. So it started with the cooking, and this is, I didn't know it was going to be this, but someone said, "Hey, have you ever seen this video where he cooks his pizza casserole?" I'm like, well, that sounds revolting or delicious, but probably revolting because I've seen Kurt in person, and I've met him a couple times. He's been to my house even.
No shit.
Yeah.
He's been to your house?
Yeah, he one time he was like, "Hey, can I come hang out for a couple days?" And I was like, "Sure, that's fine." Cleared it with the missus, and he came up and hung out for a couple days. It was kind of awkward, but so what? It's not that big of a deal. No, dear Lord. Ew. Sorry.
People wanted to know. It's in the chat room. That's the number one question.
No, and that's a fine question. Look, guys, I am fat phobic, 100%. Flat out. And BMIs that are approaching quadruple digits definitely need not apply. But no, he's a large man, not very attractive, and his skin looks like the surface of the moon, no matter what part of it you look at.
I do feel like he like deep down is misunderstood by a lot of people. I feel like what do you mean? I don't know. I feel like what he wants to project doesn't always come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has some awkward moments, but he also that is part of it. He may be somewhere. Maybe he pretty much guaranteed is somewhere on the spectrum, which is a fine thing, but it you have to adjust how you talk to people or engage with people who may have some social awkwardness due to that. The thing that is Kurt's real problem is that he's an absolute jackass to women.
Okay.
And he seems very threatened and intimidated by them. This came up all the time while he was on my show. People would complain about it, like, because he would treat some of my friends very poorly. Some of my female friends and like have very heavy incel energy, like screaming at them about stuff and how he couldn't get dates, which is very funny.
What does incel mean? I've heard that and I feel very out of the loop. What does that mean?
Oh, it's involuntarily celibate.
Okay. Okay. So,
right.
Okay.
Unable
Not
to.
by choice.
Right.
Okay.
And this, this has kind of been part of the thing. And with Kurt is that he's looking for a mate, a companion, allegedly female, although I think maybe he'd be happier otherwise. Like, legitimately, I don't mean that in an insult. Like it's not like a thing that I genuinely kind of believe that. But
he has feminine qualities.
Yeah,
there are feminine qualities.
None of the good ones.
Well, I feel like I feel like I can see what you're saying about the female thing, because I remember, like, I didn't see it, but someone was like discussing how he was treating this girl Emily on Runkle's thing, and they were like, oh, like they had a lot of like negative shit to say about it, and I'm like, I don't know if like that's like attempted flirting or.
Yeah, well, he's very awkward with women in general. Like, he tends to kind of hit on them when it's clear that it's not appropriate. You know, he has those sort of socially awkward tendencies. But the thing that really bothered me came up during the pizza casserole video. He's making this thing, which of course starts with a reasonable 4 pounds of ground meat. That's how you start your pizza casserole. And then several pounds of cheese. But he starts laying out his requirements for who could share the pizza casserole with him. He's like, now listen, ladies, of course, if you're interested in a man who will make you pizza casserole, like I will do that. But you have to be under 35.
Yes.
You have to be never married. You cannot have any children. I want to breed with you and make multiple Kurt babies. And so you definitely have to be under 35 because women over 35 apparently are genetically incapable of reproduction. That's science, according to Kurt. And they go, you know, if you're across state lines, this is the thing. Oh, it was pizza casserole and wine that he was inviting them over for. If you're across state lines, you have to be 18 or older. But if you're within the same state, you'll have to check the age of consent.
Which is?
In Texas, it's either 16 or 17. Now, while that may be legal, this is a 44-year-old man. And I think maybe inviting 16, 17, 18-year-old girls to women for wine, casserole, and sex is maybe the wrong approach.
Right.
And again, while it may not be illegal, I don't vibe with people like that. You know, I'm about the same age. I'm about a year younger than him. I'll be 44 in 13 days. And oh, thank you. Thank you. And if I was hanging out with someone my age and we were at a club or whatever, and they started going to talk to the 18-year-old girls, I'd be like, all right, buddy, go ahead. Like you do that, just get a ride home. Because you're not with me anymore. That's not how I roll. So
do you think it's a joke, or do you think he's like it's serious?
Oh no, it's serious. He's reiterated it over and over and over. He's specifically defended the age of consent line. And
oh, good Lord.
Are you familiar with Maya? No. The little girl who she was very, very sick. This is a big court case and news story. She was taken to Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital or whatever, and they ended up taking custody away from her parents because they believed it was Munchausen by proxy. If the audience isn't familiar with Munchausen by proxy, that's where you like project illnesses onto someone for the purposes of providing care to fulfill your own needs. And so you're giving medications and treatment and maybe removing them from school. It wasn't a case of Munchausen by proxy. It was a very rare medical condition she'd been diagnosed by another doctor with, and the treatment was this experimental ketamine therapy was kind of the only way to do it, but it was pretty high dose. And so the parents wanted to do this. The hospital took her away, and so much so that the mom committed suicide, actually, because of the hospital saying that she was abusing her daughter and making her sick and all of this stuff. So Maya is a child, and during the trial turns 18 years old. And at that point, Kurt made sure to wish her a happy birthday and say, now that you're 18, I can say this. Holla, you're looking very beautiful. Holla. And then proceeded to defend this like four more times as the next couple minutes rolled on. Mind you, he was watching this 17-year-old literally 8 hours prior for several days, and then it's like, and now that you're 18, I can say it. And then when people were like, that's kind of gross, he's like, don't hate the play, I hate the game.
Well, I'm not saying he can't say that. You can say that.
You can say it,
but just get ready for people to have an opinion on you saying that.
Right. And my opinion on that is like, look, I'm not hanging around 45-year-old dudes that are trying to pick up girls who are in or still in high school. Like that's weird to me.
It's weird. You don't want to be like around that or like associated with people like that because it's kind of like predatory, which is like not cool to be. You know what I mean?
I think that's the consensus is that predatory behavior is not great.
Say whatever you do under active addiction. You know what I mean? Like some, shit fucking happens, but like consistently in a sober state of mind.
Yeah.
Say
Even
these things, like
look, and so if we want to get into addiction and use and stuff, hopefully I won't say anything. If you're out there struggling with recovery, I hope I don't say anything that triggers anything for you. I speak very frankly about my use and its effects and things like that, because not everybody's able to speak about it that way, and I've always been kind of blunt. But my use was primarily around partying, but we'll clarify that. So my drug of choice was cocaine, MDMA, and ketamine. Occasional LSD, stuff like that. But those are the things. I never got into opiates, never did meth.
Me either.
Cocaine, Molly, ketamine. Now I will defend myself and say that these were party drugs or whatever, but I found a way to make every day effectively into a party for a period of 6 to 8 months, which is when my use got really, really heavy and consistent. All right. So I did a lot of crazy stuff and fun stuff. I have great, like I did cocaine in Donald Trump's bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. Like I did that. That was
show some respect, people. Okay,
you're
in the presence of royalty.
It was kind of wild.
That is fucking wild.
And so like
I might relapse if there was a line in Donald Trump's bathroom when I was in Mar-a-Lago. Who the fuck knows what? I can't tell you what I would do.
It was worse because I came out of the bathroom stall and my friend was in the bathroom live streaming like a weirdo. Like, I don't know what that was. He's like, oh, look, it's Nick Rekieta. Come over here. And I'm like, I haven't even checked the mirror. Like, what are you doing? Oh my God. But so I did lots of ridiculous things. I had lots of fun. I'm kind of an exhibitionist. I have been, I like to go to this particular resort where that's allowed, and all sorts of great. So let's just say when Donald Trump at his cabinet meeting the other day said that he blew up all the cocaine in the Caribbean. Yeah, I did too, and I saved Americans from the threat of that. So this is all getting back to the point, I promise. But despite all of that, you still have some lines that you try not to cross, and,
right.
and you take yourself out of those situations. And for me, again, that line is staying away from high school aged people with your degenerate activities. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like consenting adults, no matter what, as long as you're not hurting anyone or like doing anything that would harm anyone or like something non-consensual, then what's the big deal? Nothing. As long as it's all like legal, kind of drugs, whatever. It's like, who cares? At that point, that's not like the biggest. You're really hurting yourself and others close to you, but whatever at the same time. But like, yeah, I feel like being a shitty friend, not being there for someone, wishing ill upon them, wishing ill upon their family because they didn't tell you something, because you come at it from a judgmental place, is just kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and a lot of it seemed to stem from the jealousy from. I will say this hasn't been explicitly stated, but that entire 90-minute phone call that I referenced earlier reeked of this jealousy of why do you get two when I don't have any access to any women, for example. And it's like, well, I don't know. I've tried to help you multiple times, clean up your.
Oh, you would?
What?
You would?
Would what?
Try to help them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Kurt is not from Texas, but he moved to Texas. It was a very public thing, and he used to wear this big cowboy hat.
I remember that.
which I thought was a little silly, but hey, you know, this is about branding and marketing as much as it is about your own personal style too. So he's wearing this, and I was like, you know what you need to do, man. First of all, he has some scalp skin conditions, very flaky scalp, dry skin, and so he gets kind of like a halo that's not so angelic. And he wears a lot of dark colors. I'm like, okay, you need to stop doing that. And what you should go out and do is get some nice button-up Western style shirts, you know, with a like maybe tan with like black stitching around the pockets and stuff, and get a bolo tie and maybe like a leather tan vest. Put this on, wear that to every show. Never wear a dark color again. Don't ever take your hat off, because when he doesn't wear his hat, he starts scratching his scalp and makes things very bad, sometimes even bleeding. It's like those are things that are going to push people, particularly of the female variety, away from you at the speed of light.
Especially younger, pretty ones that you want, or
Right.
allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, and believe me, he recently we uncovered a video of him talking about how his on the dating apps, everyone who swipes and matches with him is really bottom of the barrel looks wise. Like, well, when you're scraping your way in from the bottom to get into the barrel, like you got to expect that that's what you're going to find, you know. But he has a very high expectation of his potential partner's looks.
I feel like even to get back into like the dating game, it's practice. Like, who cares who you match with if you were single wanting to meet someone? But I feel like the problem is like you blaming your whole issue of everything on not being with someone. Now you're putting all this expectation on someone,
right? And it's
problems.
It's crazy for anyone who's, you know, advanced in life to come in and say, I'm going to start dating, and I have this specific list of requirements. It's like, why don't you start in T-ball and just like see what's put on the tee for you before you take your swing, right? Like let's try there. Start dating someone, and you probably know this, but you know, the nature of what we do and the amount of people we're exposed to, there are people who like everybody. There's someone for everybody, and there's someone for everybody in any reasonably sized chat room, really. And so it's like there are women who will like you, and they'll say, hey, I'm really into you. I think you're really smart, and I like your sense of humor. And he's like, well, how old are you? And they're like, well, I'm 40, but you know, I'm single or divorced. He's like, sorry, you don't qualify. Get out.
Right.
Which would be funny if it was a meme. That would be
loyal viewers, though. He does have like loyal viewers. I've seen it.
Yeah, I know. I made most of them. I mean, without a hint of irony, that's the thing that's frustrating is like about the whole backstabby thing was like, in spite of people saying, hey, like, don't bring Kurt on, he makes your other guests uncomfortable, the audience doesn't like him, and I would watch the view numbers go down, because he also while I was drinking a lot, he would also drink a lot on the show and get worse and worse and worse, and you know, like, people didn't really vibe with it. But I'm like, hey, screw you, I'm gonna hang out with who I'm gonna hang out with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty loyal to people. Like, I will forgive a lot that people do and say, you know. I've had friends come up and say, hey, like, I'm sorry, I went too far making fun of you, like, and I didn't even know about it. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's forgiven. I don't really mind. We all get out there sometimes. It's okay. So I never really minded that. I'll forgive people for a lot, but you forgive people over and over and over. They're driving your viewers down. It's like, no, but this is my friend. Like, I'm going to bring him on. And, and I constantly encourage people to check out his channel, subscribe to him, talk to him up. And it's like, after all that, still, like, the crime was I didn't make you enough money, I guess. Like, I don't know. It was very weird and very the type of behavior that I don't really like associating with. Because like, okay, guys, you know, I made a bunch of mistakes, but if you guys made the same mistakes, I have your back. Like, I'm there.
Right. No, I completely fucking agree with that. It's like, dude, if you're loyal, you gotta be loyal. Like, you got to understand people fuck up, people make mistakes. You don't have to like burn them at the stake in the town square and stone them in front of everybody.
No. And especially it was really fast during my ordeal that some of these people turned. To be fair to Kurt, he kind of held out for a long time. And then all of a sudden there was something that was the last straw. And it happened during that phone call. I don't know precisely what it was. But I mean, I guess it was him saying, well, this is a hypocrisy. And I said, well, two things. Hypocrisy of having an alternative relationship while professing Christian values. I said, well, one, he said, you said you were like that. I famously said, I'm aggressively monogamous at one point. And at the time I was. I just thought adding aggressively was very funny.
It is funny.
But then when I delved into non-monogamy, I stopped saying I was monogamous. I didn't come out and say I wasn't monogamous anymore, but it wasn't anybody's business. But I didn't like go on and profess the value of monogamy. And so I said it wasn't a hypocrisy. You know, I changed things up. I didn't tell you. Sorry, you didn't get the memo. But it also wasn't anybody's business to know. And it involved other people's privacy. And I said, and then he's like, well, but you said this. And I'm like, yeah, and it was a disaster though. Like it was a disaster that I'm still like going through all this, personal recovery from those decisions. So my statement about being monogamous or statements, they still hold up. Like just because I acted an opposite to it doesn't make it, this crazy thing, like this crazy hypocrisy. I just failed at some of my own principles, I guess. I don't know that I hold them in the same way now, but I would, I think monogamy works for the majority of people and it should probably stay that way.
Now, how long have you been doing this? Would you say when did you start doing YouTube?
I just had my 8-year anniversary.
Happy
thank you. It was 2017. Well, 2017, I think I made my channel, to upload a clip from Footloose to put on Facebook. But I didn't really, I think I created content. It might've been November. It was November of 2017 that I started creating content. And then, throughout 2018, I switched to full-time in September of 2018.
Once you started getting like a big following and people really interested in you, when did you start to notice that people thought that everything was their business about you?
It was it took a long time before I really realized it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when people started, first there were, the wild thing was there were rumors about like alternative relationships and stuff that weren't actually true. Like those were not true things. People had speculated on them and I was like, well, no, that's not true. And
started by people close to you or started by just like random viewers?
Right. And then this would be around the time of the Johnny Depp trial, is when this stuff started to kick in. And it was I would be drinking a lot during that time because I was doing I didn't really start drinking heavily until, and not even heavily yet, but I didn't start drinking seriously until I was about 35. I didn't really drink in college. I had a couple times hosted some parties with some alcohol, but I didn't really get, I never got blackout drunk in college or anything like that. And I had only had one hangover my entire life until I was in my late 30s, really. But then when I was 35, and was a lawyer, I started drinking a little bit more. And then it became part of my show. It started off as part of my show because I was like, oh, lawyer who drinking whiskey, making fun of bad legal documents. That sounds funny.
I think I remember that even from like the Depp trial because I watched that.
Yeah. And so then by the time Depp came around, I'm streaming 10 to 17 hours a day because I do the daytime trial watch, which would be 10 plus hours. And then you'd go on and I'd keep up my regular night show because you hit go live and 15,000 people show up. You make a fortune. So you're going to just keep streaming like as much as possible. And so especially at night, I was drinking pretty heavily. During the day, I might have a couple drinks. I would try to keep it light because daytime versus nighttime, just that perception. But at night, I would drink pretty heavily and get kind of sloshed. But that's when some of the rumors started about that, and it starts with women, right? The internet towards women is terrible. They treat them. You know, you can come out and say a whole bunch of stuff about men. With women, they're like, "You're a whore," just constantly. And because I was online, people attacked my wife like right away, and so then rumors started because of that sort of attack, plus kind of my lighthearted nature, and I'm naturally flirty, so people just assumed, but it wasn't true. Then later it became true, but it was when they started demanding answers about like my relationship, started demanding answers about substance use, that which started actually after that. That was even later. I never did any hard drugs until I was 40. And there's a long story that's private as to why that is. I'm happy to explore it with you sometime, but it's just not for public consumption. But yeah, so you don't want to come out and say that you're on like these illegal substances on a giant live stream. Like, that's a terrible life choice. Don't do that unless you're in a place where it's legal, obviously. But people demanded the access to this. I'm like, guys, why do you think that you need to know this stuff? And it was because I had been so open about everything for so long. Like, I talk very candidly. People assumed I never held anything back at all, which I try not to. I really try to be open and transparent about who I am, to the limit where other people aren't affected by it. You know, I don't want to get into their private stories with mine if it's avoidable. But yeah, that's when I started noticing it. It was around the Johnny Depp trial and after, and it comes with just a lot of success and a lot more exposure. I mean, the Johnny Depp trial was crazy. Have several million view videos and live streams even from that time, and was on the Netflix documentary about Johnny Depp, just in the first episode, only for like 10 seconds, but it's like you're there. And at that point I'd been doing YouTube for 5 or 6 years, and I suddenly started getting calls and text messages from people. They're like, "You're on the Netflix documentary, like you do this?" It's only been the only thing I've done for years now. Like, thanks for being a good friend. but you like that level of exposure. Suddenly there's a bunch of people watching you all the time. And the more it is, the more rumors start to fly. And then of course, the more demand for answers to everything. And yeah, that's when people started to pry a little too far. And I'm like, guys, I have opened up wide. You don't have to hit my cervix.
Right. You were at one point, weren't you like the most super chatted YouTuber or something like that?
For a very long time, I was the number 6 super chatted YouTuber all time in the United States. And I was in the top 20 globally until the VTubers came out.
The what?
VTubers, they're where you're not on screen. For example, you have software that maps your face and then it puts you onto an anime character, right? Have you ever seen this?
No.
Okay, so like if you wanted to be like an anime cat girl,
I do.
Right, you can do that. It's actually really easy to do. But yeah, so there's this company called HoloLive, and they sponsored and promoted a bunch of these people to pretend to like create their new anime personas and live stream, and they skyrocketed up the super chat charts. I mean, it millions of dollars really fast. Of course, the dark secret of HoloLive is they took 50% of the money and they owned all the intellectual property rights to the character, even though the person had developed it. Their licensing agreement for the promotion and the software was that HoloLive would end up owning the character. But once they took over the charts, I remained in the top 50 for years. I don't think I still am there, but yeah, I mean, I made a fortune on super chats, and in a lot of ways probably changed the way a lot of people do super chats. It's this is dumb, but like one time I was getting so many like very small donation super chats, $2 to $5 that were interrupting the flow of the show. I was like, okay, guys, I will read $20 super chats immediately. But you know, anything else would wait till the end of the show. And a lot of people adopted that format. You know, like, but that just came from the success. And I didn't do anything special. I was there and I engaged with the audience as much as possible because I think that's fun. I'm a social creature.
And $2, like you're gonna interrupt your whole like 15,000 plus people for you're gonna get what, $1.20.
Right. And
if someone's supposed to fuck with you.
And this started before I was doing live trials. This started when I was covering this drama in the independent comics community. Comicsgate. Very, very, very nerdy. But so Comicsgate is a whole bunch of different things, but effectively it was a rebelling against Marvel and DC by these comics creators who either supported Donald Trump or were on the right. Back in 2015, 2016, when like political splits meant you lost your job type thing. This is when before Disney had bought Marvel, even like Marvel and DC started kind of purging the ranks of people who were vocally in support of voting for Donald Trump. Now, whatever you may believe about any politician, I think everybody should be able to express that they support one side or the other without economic consequences from their employer. I think that's a little bit insane. But like if you espouse horrific views on your own, that's yours. But if you say, you know what, I support this person, I want to. So Comicsgate was this thing, and it follows in the line of Gamergate, which was, of course, about ethics in games journalism. But I started covering it because there were lawsuits, because there were like Marvel and DC artists that were interfering with these independent people who their big crime was saying, hey, we don't want to work with these. We want to build a counter industry and make our own stuff outside of the gatekeeping of these companies. And so they started doing that. And then you get Marvel and DC artists openly trying to interfere with their contracts, getting them shut down on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And so I started covering that and making friends with some of these independent creators. And that's where my live streams started to get to be over 1,000 people, watching live and starting to bring in significant amounts of super chats. Because one thing you'll find is that if you're in a hobbyist community like comics or anime, they're used to spending a lot of money on their hobbies. Right. And so they spend a fortune on super chats, which is insane to see. And it's really weird because if you go elsewhere into regular, just sort of YouTube content, you see a disproportionately small amount of super chats coming in compared to those hobby communities. And that's why I think the VTuber community is so successful. You have people who are really into anime and like the shape of anime people. And who doesn't really? But then two, they're really used to spending, they'll have a shelf behind them with figures that are all $400 a piece, like
I've seen that.
Right. And so
super chats. Have you met Nan?
Nam.
Okay. No, just wondering. No. She invented the $1,000 super chat. Just, you'll see her around here. She's a swamp witch. She'll send you something and then she'll come back and she'll want you to like meet up with her and have sex with her. It's weird. It's a whole thing. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, so yes, as you were saying,
that sounds like something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm into $1,000 super chats. I strongly support this. Very good program. Everyone should give Jimmy $1,000 super chat right now. That should happen.
I think you only have 500.
Yeah, that's the limit on super chats through.
Why do they have a limit?
I think it's a balance between a kid getting a hold of their parents' credit card or YouTube account and doing a bunch of things like with automated passwords and stuff like that that can get them into trouble. I think that's their kind of like their compensatory balance. It's like, well, we'll limit it because you're limited really to $500 a day on super chats, or maybe per 12-hour period. At least you used to be.
Oh, get out.
So not even just the one time. If you tried to do another 500 super chat, it would restrict you from doing so unless you had like another account to come in and do it. So that was, during the halcyon days, you know, I had people say, "Hey, can you set up something else like StreamYard or Streamlabs or whatever to PayPal, Venmo stuff like to send more?" And some people did. You know, some people never super chatted and watched for years, and then they got a good promotion or a high paying job, and they're like, "Hey, thank you, you know, for entertaining me while I went to school or while I slogged through this job. Now I got a big promotion." And they want to give you a whole bunch of money. Like here's your back pay, your back child support. It's like, oh, thanks.
Right. Some people are very, very kind.
Yeah.
They're just happy that like you're there.
Yeah. And it's the thing I learned, and this is one of the things I really regret about my downfall and my dark place and my lashing out at people was at first I was like, I don't owe any of you any apologies because I don't owe you anything. Like I'm just here, like I'm a dancing monkey. What are you talking about? And then as I mellowed down and thought about it and did some introspection, I was like, wait a minute, I canceled their show. You know, I did a nightly show that so many people faithfully showed up for every single day. They were always there. They were always supporting me. And then my actions and my carelessness with my actions brought that canceled that show for over a year. And I didn't appreciate that at first. And I was like, I once I did realize that, I came out and I said, I do actually owe many of you an apology for that. You know, I don't know. You don't owe fellow creators apologies for your bad decisions that don't directly impact them. I mean, everything we do has ripples, and those waves are going to hit people the way they hit people. You don't intend that, but there were things that I did where, you know, my carelessness led to my own problem, right? Like it led to being arrested. It led to all this stuff. And I can blame a whole bunch of people for a whole bunch of other things that are attached to that. But ultimately, it was my actions that brought that about. And that was careless and thoughtless of me. And it lends itself right to the attitude that caused the trouble in the first place. You kind of get high on your own. I don't want to say on your own farts because that's disgusting. Although, you know, I was doing enough substances that I probably would have. So sorry, the chuckle kills me. But you get a little into yourself, and you have thousands of people affirming you daily. You just kind of, if you let that go to your head, and it's hard not to, you start to think that you're invincible. You start to think that everything you do is right and great. And I really, really overlooked the people who were supporting me. And so like that sucked when I realized that. I was like, okay, yeah, those people I definitely owe an apology to, but because I took away their show. And I hate when shows that I watch get canceled or don't even have another episode yet. Like, obviously, how did I miss this? But I did.
I feel like it's important to definitely, like, at least for me, to like take a few days here and there if I'm feeling like I'm getting like fuck this about it, because it's like I enjoy doing it. I want people to leave feeling good, feeling happy, feeling positive. Also, like, I feel like these are my people. Like, don't you feel like these are your people? Like when you're in doing your thing, I see your chat room at night. You guys are fucking wild. You say the most outlandish fucking, I hope they serve beer in hell, Tucker Max type of shit. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. But like, those are your people. Don't you feel like you're more than anyone else, more than another creator, more than fucking anything else? Like, you got to be there for your people.
Right. And you know, the leading up to this, one of the things I wanted to do was get out and meet more of them. Because I never thought of doing live events, but when I started talking about comics and then anime, there were a couple anime conventions that invited me out. And they're like, you want to come out and speak at our convention? I was like, what do I have to say? I just say that anime storytelling is trash all the time. What are you talking about? They're like, no, just come out. In particular, big shout out to my favorite anime convention, which is Anime Matsuri in Houston. The owners reached out to me and they're like, hey, do you want to come down to the show? Every time you mention our show, they were at the center of some drama around an anime voice actor who was being Me Too'd at the time. And they supported him. And I did too. I thought he was unfairly accused of things he didn't do. And that's always a trick, right? Like, look, you may not always like the way someone behaves, but if you're gonna go after someone for stuff that they didn't do, that's completely inappropriate. So, you know, I kind of championed this person, became friends with them, and this anime convention says, we started noticing we would wake up and we'd sold 100, 200 tickets overnight. We didn't know what was happening. And then we saw that it was linked to you. Every time you mentioned our convention, people were buying tickets just in droves. Do you want to come down? I'm like, yeah, I want to go to an anime convention. And so I did that a couple times. But in the year prior to my arrest, I wanted to get out and meet my own audience more, because I'd done a couple live shows at that point with a friend who has a podcast, and I always enjoyed it. So they are your people, right? Like they're the people who get your sense of humor, who get your sense of social, I guess, interactivity and reliability and accountability, and you're going to do well with them. So I started going out and meeting people. I had a blast, man. It's the most fun getting to hang out with people in person. But yeah, and then that's another thing that, my actions led to, was not being able to do that, at least for a while. And that sucks too. But yeah, my chat is best chat on the internet at night. At night, we'll say.
And this is a classroom. This isn't chat. And I don't say chat either. I say this is a chat room, where this is AOL. This is back in the day. I don't know what a chat. I don't know what a fucking chat is. That's a verb. It's not a noun. I don't like it. It's chat room.
I like that, actually. I like that. It's about
just, what the fuck? Hey, chat. What? It's not a what? It's a what? That's a verb.
You've changed me immediately now. I don't like it anymore. I don't like saying chat. It seems very.
I'm not 13 on TikTok. Like, what does it mean?
You're
It's a
not.
fucking
Oh, why are we
chat room.
talking?
ASL.
I'm a Discord mod. I thought you were 13. I'm out of here.
I don't want to make a mean joke. Okay.
Wait a minute. What's the mean joke?
No. I'm not going to make it.
Okay. Tell me later, please.
Can't. Maybe at some point in my life, yes, I might. But no, that was mean. Yeah. I don't
mean to who? Mean to me or mean to Discord?
No. That's okay. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
do you
chat
mean to
room.
me, please?
It's chat room. It's AOL chat room.
Yes. Yeah. And see, that's what that's the internet I grew up on. Actually, I grew up before chat rooms existed. The only chat thing that you had when I was in junior high and coming into this sort of internet world exploding were literally like you had to call your modem. You had to have a specific phone number, and you had to call into a bulletin board service, because like the World Wide Web wasn't interconnected yet. You didn't have just web addresses. You had to call to each specific thing and maybe subscribe to it. And one of my friends was into the kind of hacking space, and had maybe acquired some credit card numbers and stuff that they shouldn't have to like sign up for these services, which I was not involved with at all or anything like that. And I didn't really even know what was going on until later. And I was like, oh, so that's how you were able to get into all these things. But yeah, so you'd go on there and make posts, and people would respond, but it wasn't interactive. It wasn't fast. And now like we have Twitter and Facebook and stuff. And it's crazy how much that's changed. And one of those things that's newer is people saying, "Hey, chat, what's up?" And now I hate it. You've ruined it. You've ruined it. In the best
Help me
way.
out, chat. Hey, chat. I'm like, what? No, I don't. I hate it. It sounds weird. It does something in my inner cochlear whatevers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just does. I just don't fucking like it.
Yeah. It hums at the wrong pitch.
Yeah, it fucking totally does. So when you were going through your whole shit, and this, like, then we're gonna move on.
Sure.
Did you know you were gonna come back, or did something? Were you like, fuck, I miss it? Were you not gonna come back?
November of last year, I didn't know if I was going to come back to life. It was really a dark time. Really dark time. I wanted to, some days I wanted to come back. Other days I wanted to go into the ground. Other days I just wanted to fade into obscurity and let it all wash over and go like work a job. But I live in a, and this is like the worst reason, but I live in a really small town, and my expertise and experience and education lend to a different set of skills than the available job market out here, right? Typically you're talking front-facing retail, which I've done plenty of, and I hate it. I hate retail sales. I did retail banking for a long time. I hate that stuff. The people who are good at it, props to you, and thank you for always being good and making customer service great again. I didn't want to do that anymore, but I live in a small town where my family name means nothing. We're not from this area at all. There are no Rekietas around Minnesota. There's no Rekietas in this town in particular. And I didn't have a history here. So that takes you away from like the mid-level to executive level type stuff in the background or of companies. And so I wasn't going to be able to break into that. And I was like, what am I going to do out here to come back other than what I do? And there really wasn't much of an option, which I'm glad though, because I love doing this. I love it. It's the best job on the planet. It's what I love to do, is to be able to interact with people and get paid for it, and tell stories, make people laugh, make their day better, and hear their heartbreaking and elating stories. So many people have reached out to me at their worst times and then reached out to me at their best times. And sometimes it's the same person. They're like, a year ago, you encouraged me to get marriage counseling and stick with my wife, and I'm so glad I did. Or a year ago, you made me put the knife down, and now I did get a job. I did reconcile with my family, and I'm so glad that I didn't make those decisions. Those are the best things in the world. They're really hard when the person reaches out to you and then they stop, and you don't know what happened to them. That sucks. But it's replaced by this level of interaction and this level of care for other people that you get to experience that you can't anywhere else, not on the same scale. And so, it was like an inevitable, I had to come back at least temporarily. And then I was like, now I'm so glad that was there to bring me back, because this is what I love doing. These are the people I love to talk to. And the people around my town, like I have a couple friends around town and stuff like that, but the people out here don't match up with who I am a lot of times. It's a very small town, very conservative, very farm oriented community. And I can walk in those circles just fine, but it's not natural.
You're a free spirit.
Yeah. I'm so gay for Machine Gun Kelly. I get a badge every month on YouTube Music because I'm a top 0.5% Machine Gun Kelly listener. Like I'm pretty bad. Like I'm
Machine Gun Kelly, like the music or like him as a person?
The music. His newer stuff. Starting with Tickets to My Downfall and further. When he went back into alt pop punk, rather than some of his like rap songs are okay, but that's not my style for him. I like the pop punk. That's what I grew up with. I graduated in 2000, so you're talking about the rise of emo following shortly after that. His new album, Lost Americana, I think is really good writing, and he considers himself representative of the broken. And that album is all about, he fumbled with Megan Fox by relapsing effectively, is what you kind of find out in the album. And he wrote a lot of it while he was in rehab. And in this line, there's this line from the Outlaw Overture, which is the first song on the album. And it's in the second part of it, he says, "I feel confined by societal norms. I was born to walk the line." Right. And more as I've done this and become more comfortable, like expressing who I am, that feels more and more true. It's like, why am I limiting myself to what everybody else thinks? And you find that when you open yourself up to who you are, not everybody's happy about it, but most people are rather accepting of it, or they just don't care. And you go, oh, okay, I can be who I am. I can be who I am more openly. And so like, now I dress ridiculously all the time. I'm happy to wear a suit to a soccer game and stuff like that. And I've noticed that people are generally cool with it, but it's unnatural for them too. So it's like you're not hanging around a bunch of people dressed like that, or who are laughing at very inappropriate jokes and stuff. But so yeah, out here, this is where you find your people though, is online, because the potential exposure, anybody can come to you, and so you find people who are like-minded and have a similar social construct and similar, desire to engage, and that's nice for me, because otherwise around here there's nothing to do, there's nothing my speed, and it gets very depressing.
I think that's like when I realized in my life that I didn't want to be who I thought I was supposed to be. It's like I could fucking tell you what everyone is supposed to be, right? We're gonna go up to high school, college. We're gonna go to college, get a job. Then we're gonna do meet a girl. Then we're gonna do have a baby, get married, and we're gonna live in a house. What's gonna be in the front? A white picket fence. I don't want to fucking do that. Like that never was appealing to me. The normal social script that's written out for us, that's not written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was never like my kind of thing. I'm like, no, I want to do everything completely different. I want to live thousands of other lives that have already been lived before.
Right. And I learned that much later in life. And when I learned it is actually from my dad. It's his fault. I'm going to blame him next time I'm going to see him in a couple days.
Yeah. Fuck you, Dad.
I say, Dad, this is your fault. And here's why. He and my mom travel a lot. They go all over. They love to travel together. And my dad's like ethos on happiness was always like, if she's happy, he's good. Like he's got an iPad, he can check in on baseball and he's fine. But they were on a tour, like a bus tour in Maui. And they all get on the bus and they had to do that stupid icebreaker thing where everybody's like, hi, my name's Nick. I'm from Minnesota. I'm a podcaster, blah, blah, blah. And they do that thing. And my dad just stands up. He goes, my name's Bob. And you all know my story. And just sits down. And then he texts me about it. He's like, guess what I just did? And I was like, that is perfect.
Baller.
And then the next thing was they got back from that trip, and it was not much later. It was like 2 weeks later. My dad's in a grocery store and he sees a guy at the pudding, right? And he's looking at the Jell-O pudding.
At the pudding?
At the pudding section of the grocery store, right?
No, you said at the pudding.
At the pudding. He's at the pudding.
Okay, he's the guy at the pudding.
He's got a box of like vanilla Jell-O pudding in his hand, Jell-O brand, and then the store brand. And he's like looking at the nutrition labels and he's looking at the ingredients. He's like, they're the same. But this one is 10 cents cheaper than this one. He's saying this out loud, and my dad goes, it's a profit game. Just like that. Just deadpan. And the guy looks. So my dad immediately texted me. He's like, you'll never believe it just happened. And that's when I realized that my dad doesn't care at all anymore about like people, like about someone taking something he says. He's a very kind and outgoing person, but he doesn't care if someone takes something he says like as that's weird. Right. And that's started like I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most valuable lesson I could learn. Right. And I started implementing that into my own life. And it took a long time to kind of break away from what you're talking about, this sort of predestined path. But I did the whole thing, finished high school, went to college. I didn't go into law right away, though. I wanted to write movies and books, but I met this little spiral curled blonde girl and fell in love with her and got married. And then when I graduated, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a family to support. Well, a wife, but we wanted a family. Right. So I have to start working. I can't just have a dream of like going out to LA and being a waiter until, I sat on the right lap or something, and got a script deal. But I wanted to tell a story. But so I was like, well, I'll work in banks. I started working at a bank. I did really well at it. And then I started working at a brokerage firm and did really well there. But then my wife's like, we've been 5 years out of college. You said we would move back to where I grew up in this small town. I'm like, oh, I did say that. That was a mistake. But I said we would try move back out by her family. And so we did. And then it was hard to find work out here. I worked remotely for the brokerage company for a while. They were about to get an SEC and FINRA audit, routine stuff, nothing, whatever. But they said, you have a lot of customer information on your laptop, on your company laptop, and we're not comfortable having that away from the office with this audit coming up. So you can either come back in, which is a 2-hour commute. You can come back in, or, you can do something else. So I opted to do something else, didn't find anything. And then decided, well, you can be a lawyer anywhere on earth. So I went to law school. So that was a non-traditional route, but it was the same traditional mindset of, finish high school, go to college, get a job, grind it out. That was where I was supposed to be for the rest of my days. And, it was that stupid Maui bus trip by my dad that got me thinking, why am I doing that? I don't like any of this stuff.
Right.
I don't like living this way. And, I need to start. It was baby steps at first, but now it's strides, running towards the things you're after.
And if someone doesn't like you because of like you being yourself and wanting to be fucking weird or wanting to be whatever, then you don't want them around you anyways. I feel like that was kind of the freeing part for me. It's like, you're not my people then.
Right.
You're doing me a favor by not engaging.
And it's no hate, no shade. But if you don't want to be around me, like, I don't want to impose on you. Like, I don't want to make your life frustrating or uncomfortable. Like, let me be. Like, I've got nothing but love for the people in my community. They were shockingly forgiving. They were much more forgiving around here than some of my friends were. People, most people just like, yeah, you did what you did. You said you're sorry. And that's that. But like, I know that kind of the way I talk and the stories I tell do make some very, very traditional conservative people a little uncomfortable, but like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Unless you want to be made uncomfortable, unless you need that like push and flex, to find who you are. Like, I'll happy to expand your boundaries that way. But I don't want to impose. Like, just tell me, and that was the thing that really frustrated me, getting back to like the people who betrayed or turned their backs on me or whatever. It's like, you seemed happy to be around me all the time. I never openly stated I was doing some of this stuff, but everybody figured it out. It wasn't a secret, like especially the substance use. Like, people were like, oh, this guy's lit. It's like, and inside you're like, oh, yeah, fooling everybody. You're not fooling everybody.
Right.
But then people are like, why were you dishonest? Like, you figured it out. I wasn't hiding it very well, but it's like, I don't want to impose that on you. I don't want to do that. I just want to be who I am. And all you guys had to do was say, hey, you know what? Like, I don't want to be around you anymore. And when people told me that, like, some people did over other things. They're like, hey, you know what? Like, I don't want any fight or anything or make anything about it, but like, I disagree with some stuff. It's like, all right, cool. I wish you well. Like, what are we doing here? We're all adults. Like, I don't have any desire to have retribution over a disagreement, It was frustrating finding out that there were people who were hanging around that didn't want to be around me. I didn't have we didn't have to do that. I find plenty of people to hang around. Like, what am I, a charity case or something? I don't know what kept you there. And I know, like, I have cynical answers, money and views and stuff. And that's when you realize that people do use you a lot more than maybe you thought they would. But also, I mean, at the end of the day, so what? Like, that's on them.
Well, to me, that's worse than someone fucking up and making a mistake and being a human, going through human experiences, realizing it, owning up to it, feeling embarrassed, shame, especially on such a public level. You know what I mean? That's not fucking easy. It's not fucking easy for anybody. On a private level, it's not easy. So I feel like, not being genuine is a little worse than being like, I can be a scumbag.
Right. And the other problem with my particular situation is it was a 1-2 punch. One is the arrest and the things that I actually did, which was copious amounts of substance abuse. Right. There's no way around it. I have funny anecdotes about like finding out how much I was doing. Like when I got my hair follicle test back and I started Googling the literature and I was like, I think I hit the high score. Like, I can't find any numbers this high. Like this, I didn't think, because like if you hang around enough strippers, right? Like you see a lot of cocaine use, and you're like, well, I'm not, I'm not doing that much.
And it goes quick.
Right, it goes very quick.
You're like, I gotta call back my dealer and apologize. I yelled at him and said this was stepped on. It is not. This is perfect. Thank you. My bad.
Well, that and see that was a big problem. So my arrest, I had the initial reports were 26 grams of. It was technically a mix, but they weren't mixed together. But this is how they charge out the crime. It was a mix of cocaine, Molly, and ketamine. They said it was 26 grams, but that included the bag weights. It was actually about 19 grams, which is a little bit more than half an ounce for people who aren't maths out there. A little bit more than half an ounce. And the problem I had was lots of problems I had, but in regards to the arrest was that I would just do the Costco method, right? Like I had to, if I wanted to resupply, I had to drive a couple hours. Then I had to, you hang out with the, well, I don't know about you.
Oh yeah. Oh, why?
My dealer was actually really, really funny to hang around.
Be friends. I don't have time. Can we just, we all know why we're here.
Right. My dealer was actually really funny to hang around. So like, I didn't mind so much, but it ended up being, if I needed to resupply, it was a minimum 6-hour ordeal. And that's hard to do when you have a busy other life. Like I got a streaming schedule, I've got kids. And one of the things that I always did was, I know that this bothers some people that there was drug use in the house with kids. I understand, but I'll tell you, they had no idea. We didn't do it while we were, taking care of the children or anything like that. It was reserved for nighttime.
Also,
activities.
welcome to being a drug addict. Sorry, but like that's like everyone can like he and ha over it. Like, yeah, okay, it fucking happens, and it happened to a lot of us growing up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just part of life, and like you recognize it and whatever. But keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And that was the thing that really confounded the county and everything during our case as they were investigating is our kids consistently said, we've never seen any of this stuff. We've never seen mom and dad acting in any particular way. Like they hadn't. I mean, that was the main thing. They hadn't seen it. Dumbly, you get in your mind that, well, this will make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. But it's like, if I just keep it away from them, it's fine. But that also meant that like resupplying, you have all these other considerations going on about your schedule. And so I would get a significant amount at a time, but it was still for personal use. We never had any distribution or anything like that. That's a whole different animal.
If you get rid of it, if it takes forever to get.
Right. Exactly. That was
kind of dumb.
It's like, I really don't want to drive again to go get more. So I had a lot, but this is also testament to like how small our county is. It's like that. It's one of the top cocaine busts in the county's history, like top 3 or top 5. And one of my friends called from a major metro area, and they said, what they call an ounce out here? A starter pack, right? Like it was, the amounts were nothing if you're in a major. I shouldn't say nothing, but pretty insignificant if you're in a major metro area. But out here, it's the hugest thing in the world. But so we had this 1-2 punch though. We had the things that I did, which was the substance use. And we had some false accusations that went along with that people believed because you're using substances that everything else that is bad that's said about you is true. And then the worst part, really like the lingering thing is there was another person around at the time who then took it upon himself to lay out a bunch of things from our private life that didn't belong in public because of the arrest, made all these claims, and some of them are true and some of them aren't, but it doesn't really matter. Everybody believes everything when you're an addict. One of my friends famously in an argument with me said cokehead logic. I was like, no, this is just actual logic. You're wrong, but you could justify anything when you have someone who's an addict in front of you. Of course you did this, that, the other things, whatever. But that part of the story reinforced people's worst opinions and validated them. And that's what really hit is this exposure of things that you hadn't been open or candid about because it wasn't anyone's business. Now someone else is telling that story, and that was a real violation. That person's a giant scumbag, but you know what it is. What it is. That was the worst part of like people's thirst for these more intimate details about your life, and there's a bunch of stuff that would like. Now I mentioned being in an alternative relationship, but no one would ever have known, and that would be something I wouldn't have talked about to this day because it wasn't anybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's out there. Now that is out there and it's laid on the table by someone else's choices who had, well, they had something to do with it, but they didn't have any business doing what they did. So that part sucks.
If people like you for you and they like your show and they like what you bring, right? Like struggling fucking active drug addict, right? Like and when you're in it, you don't know, you don't see it coming. You know what I mean? You don't realize how bad it got till it's too late, kind of thing.
You don't even realize how you look.
You don't realize anything. It all sneaks up on you. Like all of it. So how can you fucking like, one, expect to know more, and two, even have an opinion about like the personal life of someone who's bringing you like joy that you like watching. Like I'm like that with artists that I like musical artists. Like if I hear something with a personal life, I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they say. They make me happy, kind of thing.
Right. Well, I mean, that was the thing with the Johnny Depp trial. That's so amazing to look back on. I was looking back on something the other day, several months ago, and Johnny Depp talks about they're like, you gave your daughter, who is 13 or 14 years old, you gave her marijuana, which, that's not really acceptable, I guess, to do. The law is 18 or 21, depending on where you are. People make their own choices. I'm not here to judge, but like that's generally legally frowned upon. And Johnny Depp, he kind of owns it. He's like, well, I wanted her to know how to discern the good drug when she's at these parties. And it's like, wait a minute, like that line is something else. Like you're talking about sending your 14-year-old daughter, 13 or 14, I think 14 at the time, 14-year-old daughter to these parties in Hollywood, and then wanting her to know what the good drugs are. And really it's probably more of like a fatalistic, she's going to end up at these parties, like she's in this culture or whatever. And I'm trying to acknowledge reality and protect her. Is probably what Johnny Depp is like thinking in his head. But like, he said it in court. It's on the record, and people, at that point, they're so in the camp for Johnny Depp, and they love him that they were willing to overlook and forgive that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fine thing to do. It's also a fine thing to be appalled by what he did. Who cares? You develop your own opinions about it. But the thing is, like, people were able to overlook this thing because this is an artist that they like, who created characters and created art that they love. And that's what you've got to do. You can even love Johnny Depp's roles and still be appalled by that behavior and say, he made some really bad choices there. Like, I wouldn't do that. A lot of parents are doing the best that they can, no matter what the circumstances are. I mean, technically everyone's always doing the best that they can, right? Because if they could have done better, they would have. Sometimes the best they can is really awful, of course.
Also, we don't know that culture of like being Johnny Depp in Hollywood, and like fucking Jada Pinkett Smith is dating her son's friend. Like, we don't know, like that place is so weird, and they do some crazy ass shit. Like, they could also take that out of context. Like, you don't know. It's not like you're chilling in fucking Minnesota and you're like, here, let's hook up so I can show you what good weed is. It's like that. Right. I'm sure it was very, very different. I'm sure the circumstances were very different.
Yeah, like my kids will never end up at any of those parties. Like that. I mean, maybe when they're advanced in age. My oldest just turned 18. Has never been to any, like, he and his friends are total nerds in like the most adorable way. Right? Like they're not going to be in that culture, especially not in that age range. But yeah, it's hard to imagine the different strata of socioeconomic status, of popularity, of fame. Even people like you and me, we get this level of exposure that's wildly different than anybody else. I've said this to people in my circle, about things, is you're never prepared for 100 people a day telling you're awful. Like, yeah, someone's told you're awful before, said whatever, said something offensive, and you got over it and it rolled off your back. You're never prepared for 100. How about 1,000? How about 10,000 people? How about 10,000 people a day for you women out there calling you a whore or a slut or a tramp and meaning it, not just like whatever. That's hard to deal with. 10,000 people calling you a child abuser when you've spent your whole life trying to raise your kids like the best and give them the best at every opportunity, and you've sacrificed a lot of your own sort of dreams or ambitions or changed things, specifically around them, and then people are like, nope, you're a neglector and child abuser. Try having 10,000 people a day tell you that you failed at your core values. It's no one's prepared for it. Now turn that up to 1 million and you've got an A-list celebrity.
Right.
But then also turn up to 1 million the A-list celebrity's ability to insulate themselves from the world. If I was Johnny Depp and I lived in the penthouse of a building with a person who had to open the elevator for the police, no one's finding any drugs in your house ever.
Right.
Because every toilet works. Right? Like, and you get a warning.
Full Diddy, going full Diddy.
Yeah, I've often thought about it. If I lived on a property with a gate and a ring cam, how that would have changed things. Like it, and maybe for the worse. Like maybe I needed to be stopped, for example, but the cops wouldn't have made it there before you knew about it. Whereas in our case, our door was busted in by a battering ram. I wasn't home at the time. I wasn't home, but my wife was, and so they bust the door open because we had told our kids, you don't answer the door. Like my daughter, you're 8, don't answer the door.
Right.
Get mom or dad. And she was going to get mom, but didn't have the opportunity to do so. You don't have that warning. But if you're A-list celebrity, you have those sort of installations. And so it's hard to place yourself if you haven't experienced it. But the other thing that's hard to place is you sin consummate to your opportunity to sin. People don't understand like how you get into stuff. It's like, well, yeah, you don't understand this because you're not offered it. You don't have the opportunity, maybe. And that's not like a good opportunity, but like when I would go to live shows, for example, that other people did, I was offered all kinds of substances all the time. I turned them down for a long time. But other people don't experience that. You don't show up in a city and have someone walk up and be like, hey, by the way, I have Coke and acid, however much you want. You can just have it. I'll just give it to you. Most people won't have that happen in their life. And so it's, your opportunity to screw up increases as your opportunity to experience life in different ways increases. And it's hard to put yourself in that place if you've never been there.
I think it starts slowly too. Like if you're in a farm town or whatever, there's something to be said also about a type of person that's attracted to a larger city, that wants to be around people in the hustle and bustle. Those are specific types of people, artistic people that want to like be around like-minded people, and you want to try different things, and your mind kind of feels bigger than the setting that you're in. So I feel like that might lead you to like, trying different shit. And some of the shit that you try is going to put you in not a great place.
Right. And
we're sensitive souls.
It'll put you in not a great place, but it'll also chemically lie to you and tell you that you are in a great place. It'll trick your brain. Like that's what they're designed to do. They flood your brain.
That's why they're good.
Right. That bothered so many people. When I came out, came back and I was like, well, I did drugs because they're awesome. Like,
you don't do them constantly because it's not fun.
You don't undertake the risk
of being great.
Right. You don't undertake the risk of going to prison if you're, if you're having I don't know, medical procedure. I don't even know where to go with this analogy. If it's awful, you're not going to go. If you're not going to do it. But they trick you into making everything seem great because they chemically do make everything feel great. So, but yeah, and you combine that with someone like me who I increasingly like to be ridiculous. And for example, I have won 2 pole dancing competitions.
Oh,
I'm not going to brag, but a little bit.
Just 2?
What?
Just two.
The only 2 I've ever been in.
Oh, okay.
I have a 100% success rate on this.
That's what you should have led with then, instead of the 2. Because around here
the second one involved a lap dance tiebreaker too. So like, that to me is a ridiculous, funny thing that you get into, but you don't get into that going to the grocery store in a small town.
Right.
And it was what you were saying. Like you like to be in a big city or experience these other opportunities, and to me is nothing more than like, this is the most ridiculous thing. And anyone who knows me is going to go, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but also that makes sense. Like, and to me, that's funny. Like, and it's a life experience that I got to do that I never thought I'd want to, but I had a blast doing it. And so I love living life like that in general. And that's, that puts me at that risk factor for these things going, hey, this enhances every experience you do. And you're like, oh yeah, this is 110%. And that's the real danger. But again, if you don't have that mindset, if you're not in those environments, it's hard to empathetically put yourself there.
You can't explain it unless you're that kind of person. It's like, there's this thing that I heard at a meeting one time, and it was like, you could come up with a pill to cure addiction, and you go up to an addict and you said, here you go, 1 pill and you're all set. It cures addiction. And the addict is going to say, well, what does 2 do? And they're going to take 2. Exactly. They're not going to take the one they're going to be like, oh, 1 cures me. Let me have 2 and see what happens. That's just the kind of person. I mean, that I don't know if it's like personality, if you're born with the genetics, I don't know, but.
Well, it's, I think for a long time, I really rejected people calling me an addict for a couple reasons. Yeah. One, a little bit shame. 2, and this is at least what my head told me. And who knows if I was lying to myself or not. I don't know. I'm willing to accept that I might've been, but one of the big things was I felt like if I blamed my actions on addiction, that I was not taking responsibility for them. And that bothered me. It's like, oh, I couldn't help it. I was doing this stuff, but like, no, I made my decisions very consciously. And like I said, things trick your brain into making you think everything is awesome when it isn't. But some of the stuff, is also in line with what you think is awesome. And so I really rejected sort of that label because I didn't want people to think that I was walking away from my responsibility. Like, I know what I did. Like, I know I did these things and I did them willingly. It wasn't some hook that grabbed me and pulled me in. This is me. I'm not speaking
out of control.
No, I felt very in control most of the time. I look back and I'm like, that's something I probably wouldn't have done, but I look at it more along the lines of, this broke down some inhibitions that I had about things. Not that it didn't fool me into doing it. It just took down some of the restraints that I might have otherwise had, for better or worse. Depends on the situation. And I'm not saying that's how everybody's experience is, but that's how I look at it. That's how and why I rejected it. And I do think, I'm not in a place of admitting addiction to any particular substance, because I've never felt any particular craving. Once I was sober, it was the easiest thing in the world for me to avoid those things. But I do think that there's certainly an addiction there. And I've looked into like dopamine addiction. I think that might be the thing, which is of course why it jives so well with cocaine use and alcohol. Those are both dopamine enhanced activities. But I'm definitely addicted to the experiences I had around these substances while in their employ. Like that is the thing that I miss. That is the thing that gets me. And those are the harder days to get through, is going, okay, what do I do now that I'm not that I don't have my inhibitions broke down, that I'm not out like exploring new things all the time in or even old things, but in ways that are new because of X, Y, and Z. I'm not doing that anymore. And that's the thing that I miss. And so like, I'm much more willing to accept that label as saying, I'm addicted to doing this stuff. I'm addicted, and I'm addicted to, certainly on some level, not in a particular chemical, but chemicals that enhance that sort of experience or motive. But for a long time, I really rejected the idea of being addicted to anything at all, because I've dealt with other addictions that are not of the same vein. Like, and this is going to sound so nerdy, but that's because it's true. But like addiction to video games and stuff like that at a younger age, had to hard quit them for a long time because I wasn't going to class in college and stuff like that, and they really stood to impact my ability to complete my education for a while. So I had to change my life on that. And so I've dealt with addictions before. This isn't that, but now these days as I've kind of matured through the recovery process, I'm willing to say that there are addictions there, but I hesitate to put it on a particular substance because I don't feel the pull to that thing. And so maybe that's weird. I don't know, but recovery is an interesting journey in general.
I think that's up for you to decide, and only you to decide. For me, it was like I knew something was up when I would go out and I'd spend all my money, and I would go out of my way 2 hours, 3 hours, making sure I found cocaine, making sure I went out this way, was going to a party, doing this. My whole day was controlled by doing this thing and feeling this way. I'd do it. Next day, I'd look at my phone. I'd feel shame. I'd hate myself. I'd hate the way I looked. I didn't get anything done. I was late for work. And all this shit was going on. And then the next night I would go out and do the exact same thing again. And not one time was I ever like, oh, it's drinking. Oh, it's Coke. Never was that the problem. I would do it over and over again. And I was like, that's fucking powerful. If I go out and do the same shit that's causing me issues.
Right. And the cocaine is the worst in this way. But when you are feeling down, and when you go, oh man, that was a rough night, or things didn't turn out the way I wanted, and suddenly you don't mind anymore. You take that next bump, you hit a rail or whatever, and you're back in the party, and you're like, yeah,
you don't care.
Never mind that. Why was I down earlier? I feel great now. And that's the truly like insidious nature of that substance in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You have a hangover, you can fix it. You feel depressed, you can fix it. You're down about your work performance, you can fix it. And and you really get a skewed perception of how things are going. But yeah, it's like you said though, that it starts to have this power when you start to plan all your activities around it. Like,
everything, getting excited about it, getting pumped about it. Like the dealer would be on the way, and it's like I just did a line. It's like, oh, same effect. It's on the way. Oh, okay, I can breathe now. Okay, ooh, it's in my pocket. Ooh, it's like you just fucking did it, right? And then it's like everything is like revolved around it. You're avoiding people close to you. You're avoiding people that really know you. You can't look yourself in the fucking mirror. You think you have everyone fooled but you. And you're like, what is going on? Who am I? Because I don't do any of the things I used to like to do. I don't fucking sing. I don't make fake songs. I don't draw. I don't do origami. I don't play the piano. I don't go for walks. I don't care about my skincare. I don't even want to go out and fucking hook up. Like none of the things that I used to like to do, I'm doing.
The Theo Von described cocaine like in the most accurate way
Love Theo.
I've ever seen when he said, want to just do some coke and sit around and hold your wiener.
It's like, why even try to find, you're not even, I think it's the chase of being like, let me see if I can get down to the moment where we're just next to each other naked. And then you're like, okay, I'm done. You don't even got to do the act. It's the fucking chase.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, because the chase is of course self-affirming, right? Like and it feeds into your reward system in your brain very specifically when you're successful. You hit on someone, you buy them some drinks, or they buy you drinks. You get to know them a little bit, and you get to that point of, you know, you want to go somewhere. And that's, for me, that was always enough. The moment of you want to go somewhere, and it's like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm here with, you know, someone else. Sorry.
I am somewhere.
Yeah. And, but yeah, like you said, it doesn't matter about the act necessarily, because whatever spot you get off that train, you fulfilled the thing that you want. And that is someone else is interested in me. They like me. And, to this point where they're ready to be at a different level than, you know, the average passerby. And yeah, that's, that beautifully describes the experience. But the thing with Coke, of course, is like Theo Von said, you think you're going to do all these things, but you just kind of sit around holding yourself
and talk about it, think about it.
Right. Or paranoidly look around and wonder like what everybody else is doing. And so it's, you know, that was such a, when he said it, I was like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling exactly. But yeah, the thing with government enforced recovery that, you know, that I went through is it's, you don't want to change. Like you don't want to change your activities. And then, like you said, you stop doing all the things that you did. You stop doing all the things that you did. And now you go, I don't know what to do anymore.
You don't know who you are.
Right. For me, like, there were a whole bunch of reasons I stopped doing the things that I did. And it started before my drug use, but certainly the drug use was the bandage, because like, I used to play a bunch of video games or whatever, and I kind of stopped doing that. I stopped being interested in movies and TV. Those were long processes. But once the use kicked in, it's like I knew what I was going to do at night. I knew I had something to do at night, no matter what else happened. I had that. Yeah. But then when it stops, that was the hardest part of recovery for me, is I really don't know what to do, and I don't do well with stagnation. I need to at least have a goal to work towards, push towards. And I was really down and depressed for a while, so I didn't know if I even wanted to live. So that makes it hard to have goals that go into the future. Yeah, it's a mess, man. It's a mess.
I remember thinking, like, if I can get to a bar at 5, leave the bar at 2 in the morning, right? That's what, a fucking 9-hour shift or whatever. If I have 9 hours at the bar partying, I can find 9 hours to do something that I like to do.
Yeah.
I would never let myself have time to be free. I was like, no. Right. Open up a fucking coloring book. That's like the dumbest thing you do. Like, I had to fill my time with something, or else you sit around and get sad.
Yeah, and that was, again, that's I don't know the experience of someone who chose to enter sobriety, right? Like, because it was not a choice. It was not a choice I would have made at all. I like it now in a lot of ways. There's still things I miss, but I like the clear-headed thinking. I like just generally being healthier, feeling better, looking better, and not having it be false. Not getting sick all the time, all those things. Eating, because you don't do that. Like, you don't eat when you're on certain stimulants. Particular, right. You just don't eat. And I really like food. So all of those things are good, but yeah, it's that filling your time is critical. But I don't know the experience of someone who chose to do that. And so hearing you talk about, like, I had to fill my time. For me, I didn't have a choice, and that was the big motivator. Like, maybe that for me made my recovery easier, and that's probably true. The big motivator was, if you fail, you go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no slouch on terms. I mean, it's my first offense, but if I fail, it's 21 months in prison. You know, it's almost 2 years of time, which I think is a little bit insane.
It's a long time. And
the other thing, like from a legal perspective, and where the overlap with my profession comes in, is I'm still a proponent of legalization and control over these things, rather than the fact they're going to come in. I'm not advocating people do them, but at some point, I think that legalization is a better option than what we're doing. And maybe there's a middle ground that's there, willing to always entertain that. But one of the things that bothers me about U.S. drug policy in particular is, had I and other people around, like when the cops show up, if we had just put all those substances down, like if we, and by that I mean used them all, none of us would have been charged with anything.
Right.
Which is crazy. That's an insane policy for, for criminal actions and enforcement, is to say the reason my first time offense sentence involves almost 2 years in prison is because I didn't do more cocaine the night before. Like, that's nutty. Even if I, if we had done 2 8-balls worth effectively, so like roughly 9 grams more of it, and gotten it down to 10 or less. If we'd gotten it to 10 or less, it would have dropped down to 4th degree versus 3rd degree controlled substance possession, which would have made my first offense a presumptive sentence of a year that was stayed, rather than 2 years. And that's crazy. That's just bad policy. So that's like another thing about all of this, is how we, as a culture and as a law enforcement society, how we manage this stuff isn't conducive to dealing with the realities of use and abuse and addiction. And it
seems to me like drugs are here in this country to kill you and put people in jail, honestly. And I don't think people with drug problems should go to jail. It's not where they belong. It's not going to help anyone. I mean, I worked in a prison, and it was like maybe 70% of the inmates were in there for what shit they did when they were on drugs, having to do with drugs, drinking, something like that, which not like, I mean, that I feel like it changes your brain chemistry. It changes who you are.
It definitely does. Like people have said, like, in some ways it's the same old Nick or whatever, but in a lot of ways I'm very different.
Yeah.
And that's part life experience changes you, but also it chemically changes, your reward system and what you value, and how you obtain that value and how you pursue that value. That changes. Your whole system is skewed, and it's just different. But yeah, seeing the amount of people who are incarcerated over drugs, and the amount of police violence that happens over drugs, the amount of real violence that happens over drugs. And it's like, people used to be able to buy these things in the drugstore, and it wasn't the problem that it is now. And of course, the more you make things scarce and the harder you make them to obtain, and the higher risk, they concentrate them down, and we get things like fentanyl, which is, it used to be opium that people smoked in pipes and laid down. Now, and don't get me wrong, those opium dens had lots of fatalities too. People basically wasting away due to this addiction that they would have. Now fentanyl is like
this is like nothing else.
Yeah, it can kill you on a first dose, especially if it's in something that you don't know and combined with another drug. The idea of fentanyl in a stimulant like cocaine or Molly, where you're not going to feel the suppressive effects of the opiate in the same way. You're not going to know that that's going on because it's being washed out by the stimulant effects. Means you're going to take that next line, and that next line, you're done. It's crazy to think about like how fast that can happen. And, when you're clear headed, you can look at things and go, yeah, that was really risky. I mean, who knows? I always tested everything I had, but maybe you missed something in the test, or maybe you did the test wrong. Those risks are there. You don't think about them when the reward system is messed up. But this stems from creating scarcity and increasing risk, and wanting to minimize the amount of stuff that you're transporting for the maximum potency that can be inflated later, right? Like they can bring powdered fentanyl in and then mix it with some other things and inflate the amount at the point of delivery or sale, that then allows the smuggling of the main controlled substance to be more concentrated. But that increases health risk. And so you just wonder like where the balance is, because we found out with alcohol prohibition, people are still going to do it at some point. So
you're going to find a way to get it. One way, trust me. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it.
Yeah, addicts are really, really good at doing that. They
The
don't have,
best.
without any money, without any resources,
Right.
without anything. You have something, either a knife, a mouth, or some good words, or whatever that you can give someone what they want in exchange for what you're after. Fortunately for me, and part of the reason that I think that we were able to go so long without getting caught, without a lot of people in our immediate vicinity noticing, even if people online noticed because they saw me, and when they saw me, they would see me typically drunk, and then also at one eventually typically high on either Molly or cocaine or both on my live streams, and they would see that all the time, and so they would be like, of course everybody around you notices. Like, no, you guys notice it because you see me every day like this, but other people don't see me when I'm on these things. My regular life, that's not where the use was. The use happened later when you're alone and in your close circle of people who are cool with it. And so, it's skewed, but I'm trying to think where I was going with this. But this whole idea of how we address these things, and how as a society, and again as a law enforcement society, how we're supposed to deal with these realities when people will go to every length to get them. Oh, I was saying that the thing that kept us insulated was the fact that I could always afford it. That was the thing.
Okay.
And the reason I could always afford it was because social media money's pretend. In a lot of ways, the amount of money that you can make and sometimes do make is astounding. And during my active use, I was under contract with a social media company, and I made fortunes a month. Unfathomable in my my youth, projecting how much, like how successful I would be economically or whatever. And so I always had the money, and I never had to engage in other activities. I didn't have to steal to get it. I didn't have to deal to get it. I didn't have to do anything for anybody that I didn't want to. I just walked, I just went to my person and bought it.
So that kind of gave you validation, well, there's credibility because I can afford it.
Right. But it also keeps you out of the other trouble associated with drug use, right? I wasn't around violence. I wasn't dealing with the street level guys in really bad neighborhoods. You would never suspect going into the location where I would meet up with my dealer. You'd never suspect anything. It'd be just
right.
You guys hanging out. And you didn't have to engage in that seedier side. But
in my opinion, that's the perfect addict in my mind. Right. But also, you were saying that you didn't have a choice, right, to stop and go into recovery. I don't think I chose it. Mine, I had a dream. I had a dream 2 nights in a row, and I woke up from the second dream, and I was like, I'm not doing anything anymore. It was really fucking weird. It was really, really weird. But one day I'll talk about it. But it was just I woke up and I was a completely different person. So I don't know if it was people have said that it was a spiritual awakening, divine intervention. They say a whole bunch of things. I don't know what it was. It was something bigger than me, definitely, for how intense it was. But I woke up and I was like, yeah, no more. I'm done.
Yeah. And as I've talked about this a little bit, I won't get into the whole stories. They're not really relevant. But when you experience something that is soul touching, it is of a different kind and character than anything you've ever experienced in your life. You've had 1,000 dreams, some of them very, important, some of them complete throwaways. You have a dream that touches you, your soul, your spirit, the id, whatever it is, however you define things. And you will go to your death saying that dream was different than every other dream you've had, and that dream conveyed a message to you that is different than anything you've ever experienced. And I've had a couple of those experiences at different points in my life and for different reasons. One of them was on a chemical that I had used plenty of times, ketamine. I'll just be out with it. And the way I did ketamine was not socially. I did ketamine at night, and I would do it specifically with the idea of getting to that K-hole hallucinogenic experience. not some people do ketamine in very small amounts to feel like temporarily drunk effectively. I don't ever recommend that. If you're going to do ketamine, do it in the context of therapy with professionals.
You were doing so much they were fucking betting on you at the horse races is what you're saying.
Yeah. But I couldn't run. Why I have a black eye in my mugshot is actually because I thought I had poured out a big fat line of Coke, but it was ketamine, and I fell in my bathroom and I hit my face on the kitchen or the bathroom counter. And so that's why I have the black eye in my mugshot and look like Nick Cage from Raising Arizona. But yeah, so I done ketamine 100 times into that hallucinogenic, paralyzed state. But there's one time I did it that was literally life-changing. The experience was so different. It was of a different character than everything. And it sounds similar to what you were talking about with your dreams. Like you've had hundreds, thousands of dreams in your life. This one though mattered. And that's how that felt. But I've had the reason that I stick with that on my own story is because I'd had 2 prior experiences before I'd done any substances, and I wasn't even drinking or anything at the time. Like I didn't even have alcohol at the time in my life. And that's how those experiences matched up with this one. Like, this is different. This is like these. I'm Christian, so to me it was like God is talking to you, right? And you're unable to move or do differently. It is something else. It is a powerful hook on the deepest parts of you. And like I said, done ketamine tons of other times and had great experiences, bad experiences, whatever. None were like that. None were soul hooked like that too. So it's when you encounter those things, it is wildly life adjusting. It probably saved you, right? Like,
yeah, big time.
Yeah. That's wild to know. Whenever you want to tell that story, please let me know, because I want to hear it.
I mean, it was insane. It was fucking insane. I remember, like, it was right after Thanksgiving, and I'll give you like the basics of it. Is I was walking, first part of the dream is I was walking like this valley. I see this house, right? And the house is me. I'm the house. Inside the house is the devil. He's upstairs. On the first floor is a demon who's kind of like a mediator. And he knew I was coming. The devil knew I was coming. I knew the devil knew I was coming. I was going to go there, and there was going to be some sort of ceremony. Okay, that's the first part. Second part of the second day of the dream was I go in and I basically have to ingest this liquid out of this goblet that the demon was going to give to me. And the devil and the demon weren't good or bad. They just were. It wasn't nothing. This just was a thing. It just was the way it was. And I go, and as I'm getting ready, after I drink from the goblet, I am no longer myself. That's it. I'm gone. I can no longer be me again. That's just everything is, I'm just here to exist, to do whatever. And I have to go upstairs, and the devil's waiting for me. It's like, all right, like, hurry up, Jimmy, like, let's go. And he like, long story short, the demon like gives me the goblet. I take it and I go to ingest what's inside of it. And I look down and I wake up. Long story short, that was the dream.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, I can't drink. I can't do coke. I can't party. I can't go out. I have to change everything. I can't, that life is, if I do that one more time, I'm going to not be myself anymore. Whatever that means. Like, what, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means die. It means just not be me.
Die to you, at least.
Yeah. Like, me is gone. Like, the me who I'm supposed to be is gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, the sculptor's been chipping away at the statue. And if you put the chisel on, he hits it one more time, the statue cracks and breaks.
Forever. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking going back. Like, I could never go back after that. And it like shook me. I feel like I woke up, I feel like in the middle of the night, someone took my brain out of my skull, scrubbed it clean, put it back in, and was like, there you go. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And for me, this is actually like my experience wasn't preventative. in your way. It wasn't life changing like that. Is actually is very confusing, and I don't know what it means still to this day, like fully. But I was fully in a ketamine trip, full body hallucination. If you in the audience don't know about like hallucinogens and psychedelics, they kind of lie to you about LSD and acid in popular media about how like hallucinations work. That substance makes things around you kind of shift and change in subtle ways and then less subtle ways as you increase. Ketamine is very different. If you're in the hallucinogenic part of it, you lay down because you can't walk or stand up, and you go somewhere else. Your mind creates a world, and you lose concepts that like time, money, jobs. They don't make sense to you. They literally, you can be in your hallucination, be cognizant of things in your life. Like oftentimes I would be sitting there going, this is wild. Like this is out there. You feel like you've been there the whole time. Like, I know I have to wake up tomorrow and I have to work because I have to have money to buy food.
It's so weird. I know exactly what you're saying. It's so fucking weird.
But then you go, I don't understand what waking up is. I don't understand what tomorrow means. And I don't understand this money system. Like, what is it? Because your mind kind of can create anything in that experience. It just makes it. And so you don't understand these basic concepts. So I'm deep in that place. And my sense of self was this cloud, like a stormy cloud with lightning inside of it, not coming out. And was like dark and turbulent. And then there was another cloud that was similar, and it had a tendril like coming down towards mine. And then I extended a tendril up, and it rang so clear to me as that painting. It's called The Apotheosis of Adam, and it's where God and Adam are touching fingers, right? Very famous Renaissance painting.
It's in the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was that experience. And then the tendrils intertwined. And when they did, I felt this transfer of information that was, and all it was this overwhelming fear of, you're where I need you to be right now. You're where I need you to be. And it's so confusing because I don't know what that means. Like I still believe that where I was where I needed to be spiritually, but
well, that's what it told you, right?
Yeah, it literally, and it was I have experienced so many different psychedelic things that are wilder than that by miles, but this felt so different. I like woke up. I woke up in tears, like you just had contact with the creator or spirituality, whatever your belief is. That happened, and it still frustrates me at times because it's like, well. What happened after that wasn't what I would want, like all of the collapse and the downfall and this sobering reality that I was brought to, and that was several months down the road from that. But all of that happening, was almost like preparing me spiritually. Like you're where I need you to be. This is going to be rough, is how I kind of look back on it now.
That was the overall thing. It was, you're where I need you to be. That was it, right?
Yeah.
So it didn't say it was going to be comfortable, or didn't say anything. Didn't promise anything.
No, nothing at all. And where I was, like that, it was such a nebulous or amorphous concept. It's not. I'm not saying that it was justifying my activities in any way or anything like that. Or you're here. You're where I need you. Right. And the implication was certainly you could be doing it a different way. You can make all sorts of different decisions, but you're where I need you. And when I look now, it's like I look at it as like maybe it was just preparing me for what was to come, which was it's gonna suck. Like you're gonna have a really tough time. But also, like I still wonder. I'm like, okay, was this leading me towards something in the future that I don't know yet? And that's
what I think.
And you hope so. But also, if it was, you're where I need you, maybe I was fulfilling some other purpose with some of the things, and my choices to get to where where that need was would lead to fallout that could have been handled a different way or whatever, but it's you're here. And it was the most wildly like reassuring and comforting feeling. It was a little ominous too, but it was life touching in a very real way.
It also didn't say that like you're where I need you to be, and I'm going to inform you why you're ever going to know. It didn't.
No.
Nothing else came with it.
That's not how life works, right? One of my friends asked me a long time ago. I was still in my 20s. He's like, why are you a Christian? And I was like, well, because no matter what happens or how bad things get, every time I look back on my life, I see valleys, but I see them from above. I'm always higher than where I was before. And I'm like, so, as I've been faithful, God's been faithful back. And I've seen that play out in my life. And I'm still faithful that things, it's not always economically, it's not always whatever, but I think, I'll look back on those valleys and I'll always do it from above. And at the end of your life, you want to see all of the peaks and all of the valleys looking down on them. And so far, that's how my life has been, despite the hiccups and despite the absolute stumbles and falls and craters that I've made. I always look back and go, I can see the tops and I can see the bottoms, and I'm higher than all of them. But that's how I look at that spiritual experience as well, is like, I don't know what it meant in the moment. I may never know, but what I hope is that this is the path that will lead me to the higher path that I'm on, or hiking up the mountain, so to speak, the next peak.
I don't think I have anything else to say. I think that was perfect. That was fucking perfect. And what's so funny is that like I planned on like being little gossipy bitches and like to like all kinds of other shit. I did not plan.
I want to do that too.
Okay, all right, we can go. All right.
Yeah, we can.
That was an insane. I mean, that was 2 hours. I feel like I was not expecting that kind of conversation.
Look, everybody's always surprised how long it goes with me the first time.
Hold on. All right.
Wait, I do want to revisit one very brief thing, just a statement.
God.
You should never have given up on singing. And that's the one criticism I have of your time experiencing things was you should have found people to do karaoke with.
I still sing. Oh, and next question. Fuck, thank you for reminding me. Your Higgins song.
Yeah.
Right there? People know about it.
All the beats life you can handle.
Is it copywritten?
No, I created it with AI. So I with using AI. So I guess technically, I didn't make the song. I made the lyrics with AI, using the text messages of Brian Higgins, and then one of my viewers. This is before I knew how to use Sora, the song making AI. One of my viewers like, hey, I actually put it to music with Sora, and here it is. And it's out there. It's available. I can give you the link. You can share it.
I fucking love that.
It's so good.
Can you send that to me so I can put it in the description? Because and then I can put your channel in there too, because I couldn't do that earlier. Because we were talking about Higgins songs. Because I have my Higgins song, and you were like, "Oh, I have a Higgins song," and I was like, "Oh, you do?" And I listened to it, and I was like, "Why is this?" It's like System of a Down. It's fucking Ocean Avenue. It's Pete Wentz. It's like 2002 like emo pop, but so good.
It's
so good. It's so good.
It was amazing.
So good. No, like I'm just like. I wouldn't, guys, you fucking know me. I wouldn't just say this shit. It's all right. Send it to me on X. I'm going to put it in the description.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Since I didn't make it, I just have to find it quick.
Yeah. Take your time.
I've got that. I think it's on the YouTube video.
Okay. Take your time. And then 2 hours and 15 minutes. I only used to go for 45 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Then like I saw people like the Glare going for like 800 hours live, and I was like, fuck, I feel like a loser. I always did my show for 3 hours because for the longest time, like back when I was
much younger, I listened to a lot of conservative talk radio while driving, and so
Same.
Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, like
Same.
they all, and Mark Levin, they all went 3 hours, and so I was like, well, you just do a 3-hour show, like that's how life works.
Right,
It's
but they
very-
have local on the 8s. You know what I mean? They have weather, traffic, and weather
and
traffic updates or whatever.
when you look at like the amount of content that they produced, it was about an hour. It's about 20 minutes per hour segment, and it's still like, and that's no shade to them. Like they defined a genre, you know, regardless of your political affiliations. Rush Limbaugh, he defined how we would ultimately end up doing podcasts in so many ways, and it's like you know, so that was literally the impetus for me was, well, this is how Rush does it. Like that's what I'll do. Not realizing how much more I would be doing than them, but so I'm used to going 3 hours, or in the chat, of course, always can the chat. See, the people, of course, can always drive you to go further. The more fun you're having.
The students, the chat room.
Here,
people sent shit too. Okay, I didn't look at one goddamn thing during that, so let me check. You grabbed the song. Let's
got
see the
it.
people.
It is now
Check out my grifting skills. Jesse became a dramatic gay bitch. Welcome, Jesse. Happy 100th class, Jimmy. Hashtag me truth. I got me truthed. Stream graped. My valid truth journey. Jimmy, Hun, your music was the background for my YouTube year in review. Oh, New Hampshire woman. That's awesome. That was cool seeing all those things. People who like actually like you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not Sarah Lee. Welcome to Dramatic Gay Bitch. Miss Peachy Keen says Nick does late night short streams. He is a hoe for super chats. He throws neck for super chats. He busts it wide open for super chats.
The first time I got called a hoe by someone, and it was like they were semi-serious about it. They're like, "You're kind of a hoe." I was like, "Oh God, that's the greatest insult. That's the greatest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you." But it was one of those things where it's like I think I'm supposed to feel bad about this, so I don't know how to react. Because
whole life. It's like a whole mindset. It's not even about the act. It's a mindset. It's whole life. I'm with it. Ryan Poole, 60, 29. I'm one of Nick's viewers who now works enough overtime to send $5 joke super tips without it breaking the bank, and I'll spread some of the love to Auntie. Thank you, Ryan.
Rylan.
I'm sorry. These.
There's an L snuck in there, right in the middle, like a middle.
It's a frog.
Oh yeah, there's the frog.
Okay, hold on over here. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I already read that. Oh, now I feel old. Okay, Prince of Wales. Look, I don't mind the coke, the hot tub streams, the family wreckage, but Machine Gun Kelly, unbreaded and gay. Well, I much prefer. My twink of choice is Pete Davidson, but whatever. You can have fucking Machine Gun Kelly. Any grown man over the age of 12 with blonde hair is a fucking loser. I'm sorry. Okay. Not cupcakes. What? No microphallus counter? I'm out. Sorry, not cupcakes. Hopefully.
No micropeens on this stream. Not cupcakes. There's no micropeens here. Only BDE around here. Come on.
Big drug energy. Next one, Nicola Maxwell. Jimmy was the first outside non-judgment of Nick I saw. Oh, it made my heart burst. I love this sub to Nick if you have it. Really? That's interesting. Thank you, Nicola. Well, I'm not surprised since everyone's stuck up, judgmental, and a huge cunt. Wendy H10, 2 future Lego guests. Oh my God, you're going on the making. Oh, I can't fucking wait. I'm going on in February and I can't wait.
I'm going on Saturday the 6th, so in a couple days.
What time?
Whatever time. Let me see. Let me check my calendar. I am building, hopefully the whole thing, but at least starting the Optimus Prime Lego set.
How many pieces?
A lot. I don't have it in my office here.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Well, it might be more than that. Oh shit! I don't have it in my calendar. What time it is?
Wow, prepared.
I'm the worst. The literal.
Really looking forward to it, guys.
Some friends with both those guys, Valhalla and MLS, and they've been asking me for a long time, but I just
prior
hadn't had Saturday available.
I just became addicted to Legos.
It's
Like in the past few months, I'm telling you, I've like it's how much I've spent has been bad, dude.
People always told me drugs were expensive. I was shocked to find out that that my wife's Lego addiction was way more expensive than any drug habit.
But it's way more fun. But sometimes I'll get druggy with it. Like I'll be like, one more bag. Like my fingers hurt from putting together the small pieces. Like my thumbs are fucking bleeding, but I don't care. Like
that's hilarious to me because I walked out of my office the other day and it was really late, and my eldest, again 18, he's awake, and I'm like, what are you doing up, man? And he's like, just doing one more bag of the Lego set, because one of his birthday presents was the Lord of the Rings Tower of Sauron Lego set. So he was working on that. He's like, I just one more bag, Dad, and then I'm going to bed. I'm like, you're 18. Do it. If you don't get up for school, I'm going to be mad. But he always is up for school, so it's fine. But he's like, just one more bag, Dad.
And then once you finish it, you're like, oh my God, I finished it all too quick. Like, I feel like you did it too quick. Because like I feel like I don't like savor my drug Lego time. I want to do the T-Rex more than anything. I want that big bad
the the fossil one with the bones.
Yeah, the one that's like, yeah.
He just did that one. That was the one he did right before the Tower of Sauron.
How's it look?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is fucking badass.
Yeah, I have the Optimus Prime set that I'm going to do on stream, but like the big one that I have waiting, it's been waiting for a while, is I have the Manchester United Stadium, the soccer stadium, which is fucking huge. You know, it's like a massive set, and it's like I don't know when I'm going to have time to build this and where I'm going to put it. That's the other problem.
Can you give them away when you're done?
We have a Lego room. I'll send you pictures.
I need pictures of the room because I now have like it's becoming a Lego room. Nothing. It's not. Yeah, I need like Lego advice from Lego people. I don't know any Lego people except fucking making law simple. For like 0.25 seconds, I was positive you had Edward Norton. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Making Law Simple says, shameless plug for the Nick Rekieta Lego stream December 6th and the Auntie Deb Lego stream February 7th.
Be there. I don't know what time it is, but be there.
I don't know what time mine is either, and I cannot fucking wait. Thank you, Making Law Simple. I'm like ashamed to admit how excited I am to do this. Like, buckle the fuck up, because I'm probably gonna smoke. I've never been high before on a stream either. I'm gonna smoke a little weed before. I still do the weed. People are like, he says he's sober, he does the weed. Yeah, fuck off. It's my decision.
Well, they don't understand what sobriety is.
Right. Control.
People think that sobriety is abstinence from everything, which is government sobriety, right? Like that's how government like for me, no mood altering substances. Now they don't count nicotine, and they don't count caffeine as mood altering substances, which I think is whatever. But I don't want them to change that, because at least I have caffeine and nicotine. But
that's what they stuff you with when you finish, when you get clean. They're like, here, coffee, cigarettes, coffee, cigarettes.
Right. So but sobriety as a concept in recovery, when you're talking to LADCs, licensed alcohol and drug counselors, or you're in recovery centers, sobriety is defined by the person who's doing it, and what their goals are, and what is healthy for their life. It doesn't mean total abstinence from everything, but it probably means abstinence from something. But when you set up these rigid structures around sobriety, you set people up for failure, because you're going to stumble in some ways along the way. On a long enough timeline, you're going to stumble through sobriety at some points. And this is why I don't like the way the government does it, is because it doesn't allow for those stumbles. It's a very unforgiving system. And I'm thankful that I don't struggle with particular substances, for example, because I've met a bunch of people who do. Like, I can't go to Walmart, or I will buy meth. I can't go to Target, or I'll steal stuff to sell to buy meth. That's a thing. Those people will be in prison. There's no There's no probationary period that'll work for them. And so I hate that rigidity of the government enforced sobriety for the purposes of recovery. But when you're dealing with people who are in recovery, like the idea of stumbling is baked into the system. And the trick is to build a support network that's there to call you out and then to help you up when you stumble. Like, and that's what sobriety really is. It's about identifying the behaviors and the environments and the people that bring you to this negative place that's crushing you, and eliminating those things and building constructive alternatives to all of them. That's sobriety, and how you define that is up to you. There's ample medical research, but also ample anecdotal experience that weed not for everybody is a stumbling block. So the people out there who say, "Oh, you say you're sober, but you're on weed," they just don't like. You haven't been.
Don't say on weed either, because people will say that you're on weed. He's all strung out on weed. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Half the people you have met in your entire life are strung out on weed.
Literally from like rotting fruit, like in the ground that like literally turns to toxins. This is something that just grows.
Yeah, it's the main reason I don't do weed is because I have narcolepsy, and if I smoke weed, 45 minutes at the most, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I'm sleeping several hours.
I do before bed usually.
Yeah, I could not. When Minnesota accidentally legalized gummies for a little while, which is before we went to the legalization we have now, is derived from 2015, the federal law change. But anyway, they accidentally legalized 5 milligram gummies. The Democrats pulled a fast one on the Republicans. Funniest thing they ever did. And so I went out and bought some, and I used to do local streams where it was like, I would eat a gummy and then I'd stream. It'd be like, once I can't finish a sentence without remembering where it started, that's when I'd turn it off. It was 45 minutes, like on the dot every single time. Like, it was hilarious to me, but it happens like that. I'm out. So I can't, I don't do weed unless I really just need to sleep and am having anxiety about it.
I probably won't for the Lego stream, but that's how excited I am about it, is that like I would. I'm not gonna. It's like I'm so excited I'll relapse all over my Lego. It's like I'm not gonna, but that's how excited I am about it, because that sounds. Shut up, guys. Okay. The other Mary, I spent most of my life 10 years ago addicted to altering my mind with everything, mostly turkey and meth. Thanks to battering Ram, I had to learn how to live unaltered every day, forever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's school, Other Mary. And shout out to you, Other Mary. You sent me some fucked up shit in the email. That was funny. Laura Marie, your people are here. We appreciate you, love you, we get you. You do all of those things for us too. Thank you, Laura. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So you wanted to know about the drama going on.
Yeah,
what the fuck is happening? You go, did Turtle Boy have an affair on his wife? You're very confused.
Very confused because this so I kind of fell off of following Karen Reed. Like I cover trials, I cover legal issues, and I know that her issues aren't done. She's suing a whole bunch of people. There's a bunch of interesting stuff to talk about, but I haven't really it's other than the criminal trial, like it wasn't super in my sphere of interest, and now it's cropping back up, and I'm like, okay. But I like Turtle Boy, and like you and the Glarer, who are all very much in that sphere. And all of a sudden I see all this stuff about Turtle Boy going on, and there's some woman like making some sort of accusations. And so, when I'm like, you have an affair or whatever, like, I don't know what happened.
I got you. I'm going to give you the notes version. And then I would like you, if you would like, you come on here, I'll go to you. You can come to my house. I'll go to yours. I don't give a fuck. And I'll give you a breakdown of it, considering it's 2.5 hours of talking about serious drug discussion. But you want the cliff notes?
Yeah, executive summary.
All right, guys, buckle up for dramatic gay bitchery. So what?
That's delightful. So what? Sorry, what'd you say?
What do you know?
I know nothing. I know. Well, I have seen that there's friction between Turtle Boy and Karen Reed, which doesn't surprise me at all because there was friction between Turtle Boy and Karen Reed at the end of the criminal case. It was floating under the radar, I think. But if you read the subtleties, it was there. Who was being interviewed, who wasn't, how things were being presented, and then I figured, well, that'll just simmer out. Like I've been through this in many other contexts. You make relationships within the context of something, or you advocate for something, and either for publicity reasons or personal reasons, they're like over time, maybe they don't associate with you anymore. And it's fine. That's okay. That's the nature of what we do when you talk about something. So I figured it was that. And then all of a sudden I see this Meredith or something, maybe is a name, like popping up all over the place. And someone DMs me is like, this Turtle Boy drama. Woo. And I'm like, what is going on? And then there's some like secret recording of Karen, and it's been sent to people and played, and now it's validated and these rumors. And I'm like, I don't even know the rumors. I don't know anything. And then I saw some allegations of some relationship with between Aiden and someone else. And I don't know, like, if it was, I don't know what the nature of the relationship was. And so I have no idea. I just assume everybody's having an affair when everything goes down, like, because that's how people get burned a lot of times. But I don't know anything about it, and I'm way on the outside of it, just getting these little caps, because that's not where my Twitter bubble is, not around Karen Reed.
Right.
So I don't see all the stuff going on. So what the hell happened?
All right. Well, hold on. I'm trying to copy your channel so I can put it in here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. You need to really get caught up. You are way behind.
Yeah. I'm good at coming from behind. It's fine.
You're good at what?
Nothing.
Coming from home?
Coming from behind. It was
good at yeah, I mean, practicing perfect, whatever, it happens. Hold on. Copy message. I want to put this in here and then I can fully dish, because let me just get this fucking shit. Okay. Listen to HIGGY song. Boom. And I'm going to listen to it after this because I fucking love it. It was so good.
Also, real quick, I sent you one other song. I don't like.
Oh, I saw that one. That one's going in there too. A little secret surprise for the children. And we're going to put that in. Basically, there's a whole bunch of different perspectives, I guess, for the story to be told. It starts at the end. For me, I feel like the true, actually before even the first trial. Let me just say this. Bitches be crazy. Melanie Little said it perfectly.
It's the bitches that'll get you every single time. It's the bitches that'll get you.
And the bitches gotcha. There's secrecy, there's phone extractions, there's leaked messages, there's secret relationships, there is catfishing, there is koalas, there is flippers, there's recordings, there's spokespeople, there's everything in this fucking story. Everything, like
koalas. I'm definitely intrigued.
And kangaroos.
And oh god. Wait, we're in the fake country. Australia's not real. Like that's that.
I'm not going to say that joke. Okay, so and I might be having my very own Wendy Williams moment coming up this week. Speaking of this, okay, so let me see. How would you guys wrap it up if you could in a couple of sentences? Giardia, yes, Giardia. There's also a Giardactic part of this. Oh, yo, there's a fucking. Here you go. Yeah, let's keep going. There's a Taylor Swift part. Oh my God, grapes. There's stream graping. Ooh. There's an old sea swamp witch that comes around and sends super chats. There's.
Wait, is that the person you mentioned earlier?
Yes.
So $1,000 super chats, but demanding sexual favors in
return. She's an outside character in this.
Sure.
Fatal Attraction meets Single White Female meets Misery. TB has a Jodi Arias. There's a fake Ray from Dallas. There's Rays from Dallas, and then there's gays from Dallas. There's
What is there a Ray from Dallas?
no, that's new. There's six. Oh my god. Yeah, there's people have a lot of fucking opinions on it too, like a lot of opinions.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that there's some unsubstantiated allegations of impropriety, maybe from
what other allegations are there?
I don't know. I'm just getting that sense with what you're saying, but you're saying other than unsubstantiated, right? Yeah. It's an allegation until it's a fact. If you say
there's the family stone, there's the swivel hips. I mean, where the fuck did we start? We start with. Do you know about the breakup or no?
I don't know why the breakup.
Yeah.
Who's in the breakup?
Did you know about the?
Who are the parties to the breakup?
There are jury tamps.
This portion has been sponsored by Jury Tamps. Jury Tamps, fit for any key cycle.
12 different tampons, all different shapes and sizes, 4 alternates. There's a murdered turtle. There's a murdered fucking turtle. I know Jimmy just start, but like, where do you listen? It's 2.5 hours in. Where do I start? We'll be here till fucking tomorrow.
Wait. So Turtle Boy isn't married, is someone saying? He has an ex.
No, he has an ex-wife. Yeah, but this is a girlfriend.
But
that's like the end of the story.
Oh my god.
We got to start before that. We got to start with the relationship between him and Karen.
This is why I don't do true crime normally. The truest of crime has the truest of stories.
Oh, this is so it's.
Wait, I got to start with him and Karen. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, I feel like you got to start with the relationship between him and Karen.
Let's anchor it. Wait, what is the relationship between him and Karen? Was it a romantic relationship?
No, but it was one where I think one party did not view the other party the way they thought they were being viewed, right?
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
Feelings of being slighted, being left out, being used. On the other side, feeling embarrassed, feeling taken advantage of. There's a couple of splits. Do you know about Papa Sean? Do you know about the Red Wedding? Papa Sean's Red Wedding?
Oh my god, everything's Game of Thrones now. This is insane.
Well, that's where we got phrases like "I'm a ditzy." Okay, so I'll give you a teaser. This is from that. We now have this.
I'm going to tell you right now, he is a predator. I'm telling you right now. The more I look at him, the more I see him, I know he's a predator. I know he is. All right. Can I prove it? No, but I know he is. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at those eyes. You're an embarrassment. Who fucking knows? Okay? Who knows? Wasn't against her. You lie about me, Jules. You're lucky that's all you got. You're lucky that's all you got, Jules. Right? Because I know about you too, pal. Look at that fucking haircut. Seriously. I'm a ditzy girl because I'm a fucking giggler. Oh, you're not back in fucking 8th grade. Get a fucking haircut. Get a fucking real haircut. You're a mother, for Christ's sake. Get a haircut. You're an embarrassment. I saw you I saw your little things about eating poo-tang. Listen, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're that girl. You're that L, G, and maybe on to T. I know maybe you're not bi. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
Listen, next time you go on TikTok, take that dick out of your mouth. Oh my god. So that was Thanksgiving Red Wedding, dude, right? And then
that guy's wonderful. So that's Papa Shaw?
Aptly named Papa Sean, because once he did this stream where
you can't internet tough guy like that.
Took a knife, shoved it in the middle of the table, right in the turkey, and said, fuck your pronouns, right? Like kind of that kind of shit at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Change the world. You know what, Sage Nickens? Get on a fucking call and you call up and try to explain the intricate drama on online free Karen Reed and not be all over the place. I didn't know you were so buttoned up and in your own lane, Sage.
Yeah, Sage, the other day I was trying to explain to my wife who each Kardashian woman's dad was, It's like, where do you even start? You have to go back to Adam and Eve. You have to go back to the beginning, brother. That's how I feel in this story. It's like there's so much. And I'm like, now I know, like, I'm aware of how these things work. I've been part and parcel to several of them before Kyle Rittenhouse on smaller scales, but with Kyle Rittenhouse and then with Johnny Depp, like the people I streamed with Johnny Depp and my personal friends, they all got to go meet him and stuff. Like at the, they got backstage passes. They spoke to him in person. I didn't have that in my schedule to go do it. Could have done all these things, but it's like you get really intertwined in these things really fast. And just as a small example, the first brush I had with like doxing on the internet. So now my channel had like 5 to 10,000 subscribers. It was right at the beginning, and I covered this James Damore case, James Damore versus Google. James Damore, well, people at Google were asked to provide input on how Google's hiring policies should look. And James Damore had the audacity to pull Google's, research, their internal research on their own staff and where people were experiencing success in promotions. And he said, well, men are experiencing success in promotions in these engineering spaces. So you should target engineering hiring towards men. Women are having success in promotion in HR and marketing. So we should target that sort of hiring practice towards women primarily, not excluding any, but just make your targets that way. And he wrote this paper and again was asked, Google asked their employees to do this. He wrote it, sent it in, and then they fired him for being sexist and horrible. And so I started covering this lawsuit where he sues Google over unfair termination, discrimination, all this stuff. And my channel's tiny. These videos are getting 2,000 views, but my attorney license was shared on, it was Google Plus at the time. Now it's Google Messages, but it was Google Plus.
Google Plus.
They had an internal Google Plus that was just for the 80,000 Google employees. And my license and pictures of me were immediately shared on there. And I had Google engineers emailing me like, hey, I work for Google, can't tell you anything about it. Like, please don't share my name or anything because I have to be quiet on this. Just to let you know, and they're sending me screenshots of what's going on internally. And like, I'm the tiniest voice ever talking about this, but they immediately, when it gets to legal stuff, everybody starts watching. Everybody important to the thing starts watching. And then as you go through more and more, it's like, people know who you are very quickly. And so you get intertwined in these things. Sometimes you build relationships with people who are very close to the subject, if not the subject themselves. And it's wild. So the dramatic fallout is this web that can't be described. It can't be encompassed. It's huge.
It's fucking insane. It's insane. I would recommend starting with Turtle Boy talking about like his breakup recently, I guess, on I think it was like 5 days ago. I'll send you the link. That I would start there. There. Give it like a few minutes. Or you can come on here. We can watch it. We can go over it for like it's long. But we can do like a few minutes on it. A few minutes, like an hour, 2 hours, and like walk you through it if you want.
So this is someone he was dating.
Yes, his girlfriend.
They had a breakup, and now she's spilling beans.
They had a breakup over the summer, and now a lot of stuff's coming out. Like we kind of like I was close to her, but then like out of nowhere over the summer she was like don't talk to me anymore. I know all the shit you said about me, which I never did. So I didn't know where that came from, but she did not want to hear my side of anything or ask me any questions. I was like, oh. And like you come to find out like there's all this wild shit of like recording and talking to this person and like passwords and Apple Watch titties and like Trojan Apple Watch titties. And it's
you can get titties on an Apple Watch. I'm getting one of those right now.
Yeah, like you can. It was just like, dude, it's kind of wild. Like it's fucking wild. I don't know the shit people put out there on the internet, like about their personal life. I'm like,
the problem is when someone like Turtle Boy is involved, or anyone who becomes like this maybe not a central figure or a capstone figure, but this major supporting character in something, information about them and then any information they may have shared about the key figures becomes literally valuable, either through money, through popularity, through attention. And so it becomes this gold mine for whoever has it. And you find out very quickly how amoral people are about, anything related to privacy and candor. They're like, you can have 5,000 assurances from someone. Oh, like I'll never release any of this. Whatever, it's between you and me. And then all of a sudden, like your DMs are just posted somewhere.
Kind of like really invasive. Like,
yeah,
it happened to me, and it was like I was like, holy fuck, it's a new feeling of like betrayal I've never felt.
Yeah, it's brutal. And once I alluded to it earlier, but like once I was arrested, people just decided, oh, well, his privacy doesn't matter on anything. And it's like, well, a lot of this stuff doesn't have anything to do with the issue at hand or the arrest. And first of all, why would the privacy we agreed to not matter at that point? But people just did. They will drop DMs, and it's like, the DMs are these cemented statements at one place in time where you are socially, where you are mentally, and people can post a DM from 3 or 4 years prior, or an email or something, where you had a completely different relationship with someone. And I don't mean that in any sort of romantic way, but just maybe you liked someone
back and forth or whatever.
Or maybe you were enemies at the time and you've since patched it up. But that posting of something you said in a different place gets applied presently, because that's how our brains work. And it's like, I can't believe you'd say this about me. It's like, well, at the time, like, you murdered all my puppies. Like, what was I supposed to say other than you're a horrid bitch?
Also, like, you weren't meant to see it. So, like, blame the person who showed you, because that's the asshole.
Yeah. And everybody should take an introspective look and go, everyone talks differently and acts differently depending on the company you're in. Everybody
talks shit.
That's how
everyone talks shit, please.
Yeah.
Please. And if you act like you don't, you're fucking lying.
And we're talking shit about you behind your back right now.
Yeah. Because you know why? It's more freeing, because you're not there to restrict me.
Exactly.
I don't want to hurt your feelings. That's why it's called behind your back. I was raised right. Talk to my mom. All right. Let me show the family something, because there's one thing that I really wanted to just thank them for. You might get a kick out of it, and then we'll say goodbye, and then you come back and I'll fill you in on dramatic gay bullshit.
Absolutely. And I'm officially extending the invite, although it was implied before. I want to have you on my show for something called direct examination, which is just a gay legal term for how I do an interview, a specific type of interview. And I only have 2 prepared questions for the interview. State your name for the record, and why the hell does anybody care? And then I just listen to the feedback and responses, and we go through a conversation like normal people. I find it's a great way to introduce the person rather than the person's issue to an audience. And so I would love to coordinate doing a direct examination with you.
I would love that. You let me know when. I'm fucking there. That's like right up my alley.
Perfect.
Do you know about my one-sided, some might say delusional relationship?
I do not.
No. Okay.
Who's it with?
So I've been seeing someone. I don't know if he knows it. I think he knows it. His name is Peter Tragos. That's
okay. Peter's a beautiful slut. Like, I don't know how else to describe him.
Guys, that was Rekieta, and everyone welcome and say thank you for coming. And when he talks about my Greek man like that again, we're going to kick his ass out, because no one talks about my little spanakopita like that, okay? That's my little oikos. That's my little Uncle Jesse. That's my little Full House. So, not in my fucking backyard. Thank you.
I meant it only with respect. Only with respect. Like, I love Peter Tragos. I think
he wouldn't let you say that about me. I'm not going to let you say that about him. Okay. So I have this thing. We had this whole thing. I bought some of his merch, and I like wear the sweatshirt, and I'm like, guys, my boyfriend stayed here last night, but he forgot his sweatshirt. It's a whole fucking gay little joke we have. I got an email that someone was like, you need this in your merch store, and I want you to see it. I want the people to see it because I was like, this is fucking genius. Ready? Guys, buckle the fuck up. Someone sent this to me and they go, this needs to be in your store, and I want to know what you guys think. He has one that says LYK. That's the one I have. This one says DGB, which stands for dramatic gay bitch.
Perfect.
Which is what we call each other. I think we need it. I want one.
Look, I'm going to warn you.
Let me know what you guys think.
I think I was on the Peter Tragos train before you, and
you rode train on my man, is what you're saying.
To assert dominance, wow. I'm about to be in Florida this month, and I'm going to go visit him.
He's here. He's in Massachusetts, so you will be visiting. I don't know what.
Look, I'm going to go visit his family, his friends, deceased loved ones' gravestones.
Do whatever you want with that. That's fine. I got the thing live and kicking over here in Massachusetts.
How long is he
in Massachusetts? With the bones.
How long is he going to be in Massachusetts?
Until you leave Florida.
I'm never leaving. I'm going to stay forever.
No, but I really like dove fucking headfirst into this delusion. I'll show you how insanely delusional it got. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in St. Pete, y'all.
And it's his merch store that really did it for me because that thing's like gay porn. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, so he sells pickleball paddles, and I'm like, these are for sex. Yeah. So I was like, we just went to Mykonos and made our own. Peter and Jimmy.
Not debossed with like Bad Boy and Daddy or whatever. Like they should be debossed so that when the paddle hits, it leaves.
I don't know what that means. I don't think Peter does either. But like he has
debossing is to recess the negative space around the image that you want. So on the paddle, you would deboss around the word pimp or whatever. And then when you hit someone with that paddle, it would leave a red mark that says pimp or slut or queen or whatever you want it to say, right? Like it can say anything. That's what it should be debossed. That's all I'm saying. You should sell debossed pickleball paddles that say DGB. Like that would be phenomenal.
Hold, please. Okay. Now you tell me. Okay, Nick Rekieta, you tell me I'm gonna show you this, and then I got time for this all day. What I'm just gonna pop it up and that's it, and we're gonna go from there. Ready?
Hit it.
No, this isn't. No, guys, come on. Wait, just fucking wait. So there's that, which automatically got me soaked, but just wait.
I'm just glad he put the balls in the picture. The picture without balls is a picture without soul.
Just wait. It's coming. Okay. If you'll notice, this is in every single one of my thumbnails.
He fills out the sleeve cuffs very well.
Bitch, what? He looks like...
You can't... Great arms. That was a compliment.
Great everything, okay? That's why I'm looking, I'm like, why are you can't have the hands behind your head if you don't look like you're about to get someone throwing neck on you, okay? Like, and here we go. Let's just go into the apparel. Let me just show you this real quick, okay? The bulge area down here, okay? And then the kicker for me, where is it? The one where I was like, oh no, he knows what he's doing. He's gay baiting. Where is it?
I love that he
with the LYK right near the Peter Dinklage.
You got to put the attention where the action is.
Gray sweatpants. Take my money. You take all my fucking money. This is when I was like, this is it. Now we're married.
You want to know a fun fact about Peter?
Don't make me upset.
No. The fun fact, that's one side. It was two sides. I called and consulted him. The reason I used to have much shorter hair. I used to have very short hair. And Peter Tragos is the reason that I started growing my hair out. It's shorter than it was at times now, but that's entirely due to me saying, look, take like a 1/8 to a 1/4 inch off, just like deal with the ends, girl. And then she cut off like 3 inches of hair. So that's something I'll have to deal with her coroner. But aside, I started growing my hair out because of Peter Tragos. Looks too damn good.
What do you think of the stash?
He can rock it.
Oh my God, he can fucking rock it, right? Like,
makes you want to grab some handlebars.
Oh my, makes you want to what? Makes you.
Yeah. No, he's a very delightful looking man.
I feel like it was such a process because I was like, he never really picks a side, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Like, he doesn't remind me of someone that'll just like, pin you down on the ground and then just like have their way with you. He's asked you like, does this hurt? I don't want anyone to ask me if it hurts. I want like a Then I started watching him. Then I saw the merch site. Then I'm like, oh, his sad little raspy voice. He's so nice. And then I started having dreams. And then I'm like, wait, this is my boyfriend. This is my in-life boyfriend.
Yeah.
We're in a relationship in my mind, but I feel like you understand that, right?
And in reality, it's
Thank you, Nick. Yeah. Rekieta, thank you. I'm like, guys, say thank you. We already researched him and don't care. Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, you guys are really nice. You guys are really fun today. Really good group of people. God bless. All right.
Well, I think they might have been responding to some negative comment about me.
No, that's okay. If I lash out and it's misplaced, still I want it to be received that way.
Look, misplaced lashings are sometimes the most fun and the most enjoyable.
All right. God bless. Have a wonderful day. You're a sick piece of shit for dick riding turtle boy. You all lie so much, Kevin Ledford. Kevin, walk with the Lord, Kevin. Okay, hon, you seem a little bothered. All right, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go be good to each other. Thank you so much for coming here in our 100th class. And I'll be on soon, and we're going to do a wave. We're going to do a wave out. Let's just wave out. Peace I'm sending you guys all to Melanie Defense Diaries. I don't know, somewhere. You're going somewhere. You don't got to go home.